Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors a pit, quit, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving the grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Monday, and what a crazy weekend we had with games. Guy Drew Hinton of Husker Drew Picks is all fired up because the Cowboys just spanked the Eagles last night. Eagle fans, our boy Matty Moe is all upset because of the Chiefs last night losing again, and this is their second loss in a row because of officiating. And, to me, Kadarius Toney was offside, there's no question. But that's, he's the one who's got to understand that. But then the official should say, get back. And, then my problem is the very next play, oh my God, my guy shouldn't even been playing. Defensive end for them. He was in the neutral zone. So you didn't call one play, you called the other. I mean, it's just officiating. It's just, just like last week. Mahomes was not out of bounds when he got hit. They threw the flag. Then you turn around and Valdez-Scantling was mauled, and you didn't call it because you made it. I mean, to me, the officiating needs to be, if there's flags need to be reviewed. Because was he offsides? No doubt. But at the same time, why didn't you tell him to get back? And like Mahomes and Reed's deal is that you've told me all year, or you usually say, hey, step back on that. Hey, get back, move back, you're in. Now, Tony did not look over there, but he should have known what his foot was. But that's the reason why he is the start of the Chiefs' downfall this year. With the pick six, right through his hands, and it's just been downhill ever since. There's a reason why he was the first overall pick, because his talent is off the chart. But then his lack of focus and lack of detail is the reason why they let him go. And the Chiefs, I believe, will let him go after this year. They're going to let him go because you've cost them 2 games now because of your lack of focus. You've cost them 2 games. So instead of them being in the catbird seat of the AFC like they usually are, because of this, they've fallen. And then they're turning the ball over. Travis Kelce fumbled in the Eagles game. Valdez-Scantling dropped a touchdown pass. They lost to whomever when Sky Moore dropped a touchdown pass. So all of that stuff matters to the Chiefs. But, I do understand Mahomes' frustration, but, bro, you sounded a little whiny. And you can't do that. But they're not used to losing these games. They're used to winning. And I get that, and the frustration's building up because he doesn't want to call out his receivers, which he should, but he doesn't because that's just who he is. And so, yeah, the frustration is building up in him. But do I think if they got it all right, are they going to be hard to beat? Yes, I do, because of him. So whether they'll do it or not, who knows? Now, the reason why we came on early today was because tomorrow is a huge, huge day for Oklahoma City. To me, this day matches the time when we were announced that we were going to get the Hornets from New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. And this is why I say that, because voting no tomorrow and not keeping Oklahoma City big league is a huge mistake. Because, I got this thing from Black Voters Matter or some crap like that or whatever. People still trying to, and asking for donations and this and that. I'm like, man, get the hell away from me with this nonsense. But once again, politically, and you got these bots, and it goes, hey, Matt, this is Lashani somebody with Black Voters Matter. Black Voters Matters Fund. Oklahoma taxpayers are asked to pay a 1% sales tax for 6 years to fund 95% of the new arena, even though there's a clear need to invest in affordable housing and funding for schools. The billionaire owners are only paying 5%. This is the worst deal of any NBA team in the arena in the last decade. Vote no on December 12th and let's get a better deal. First of all, it's a 1 penny. Second of all, we're not raising taxes. Everything is staying the same. So we're already paying what we're paying. All we're doing is extending it so that we can have an arena. And for these people, whoever they are, to send this out, I mean, this is a joke. But once again, I had an argument with the guy on Saturday. And I'm laughing because this guy's just going, well, we don't need we already have an arena. We spent all this money. What are we going to do with that? I'm like, really? Are you serious? Have you been to a game? Have you seen what it is? I mean, do you know how old the place is? And he's like, well, we don't need it. They just need to keep where it's got. And we don't need to, spend no more money and pay for them to have their lifestyle and da-da-da. And it doesn't bring us any money anyway. Really? He goes, Maps is the one that made Oklahoma City downtown what it is. Really? Do you really think that? He goes, yeah. Thunder hadn't done anything for us. I said, it's amazing that you think that. Because what has the Thunder brought to us? Nobody in the world knew most people in the world, and 99% of people didn't know what Oklahoma City was, where it was. They do now. Number two, people come to Oklahoma City just to see the Thunder, who are Thunder fans from outside of the state of Oklahoma, because they want to watch SGA play, or Chet, or Josh, or one of those three play. Okay, so they're coming in, or Dort from Canada. So that's why they're here. That's number two. Number three, the revenue that brings in to our city, simply because people want to visit and want to come in and want to just find out what Oklahoma City is about. So it's created interest. 4, investment into the city from outside, because they're like, oh, Oklahoma City's on the map. What do they got to offer? I mean, it's cheap to live here. The taxes are not bad. So why would you not want to come here? So businesses are more wanting to come in. How did you get the nice new Omni Hotel? Because you have the Thunder. Do you think the Omni would have showed up to Oklahoma City if you didn't have the Thunder? No, they wouldn't. Next thing. Because of that, what does that mean for the pride of Oklahoma City? Which is a something that is not measured in dollars. How does that make you feel about your city having a facility or having a team? You're one of 30 cities in the world that are like that. So when I got this little message from Black Lives Fund, whatever the hell they're called, I'm just laughing because what city are you from? What city do you live in? Do you have an NBA team in your city? I bet you don't. I bet you don't have an NBA team in your city. I bet you'd love if this thing doesn't pass and the Thunder don't stay here, you'd be vying for the Thunder, because I promise you, if the Oklahoma City Thunder go away from Oklahoma City, this city will be. It's growing. It's getting conventions and stuff want to come in, because why? You have a Thunder. You have an NBA team. You're considered a big league city, because we're still a small market, but because you have an NBA team, it lifts up your visibility in the world, and not only in the United States. So to me, the dude should have led with, I said, how many games you been to? Oh, yeah, I don't go to games because that's only for the rich people. Really? Loud City, there's not a lot of rich people in Loud City. Now, down on the floor, yes. And in club level, yes. But in Loud City, there's not a lot of rich people in Loud City. They make it very affordable for people to go to the games for a reason. So, yes, you can go, and the seats aren't bad. I don't really like sitting up there, but, I won't say like sitting. I've never sat up there. But, people, when you look at...
You've never sat up there?
No, I've never sat in the top of anything in any event I've ever been to, professionally, sports or whatever. I've never sat in an arena. I never sat in a...
Must have to be Matt Clark.
No, no, I didn't mean it like that. It's just I've just been blessed enough that I've never sat in the rafters. But I was going to sit in the rafters for Kobe's last game, and my dog, rest in peace, my baby girl, just got out because of my stupid cousin, and we had tickets to the Lakers Kobe's last game, and because I missed my flight, it was going to cost us $300 a piece to go do our tickets the next day. And I was like, well, Kobe hadn't really done anything. And so I gave away my tickets to my buddy up there in L.A. So that was the only time I was going to sit in the rafters.
Then he drops.
And
Then he
they dropped
drops
60. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh,
Anyway,
man, I'm sorry, man.
anyway, back to my thing. So this guy leads with then he finally ends up saying, well, I'm not a sports fan. Well, what? We've been arguing for 30 minutes and you're not a sports fan? Well, I'm not even freaking talking to you no more. What I'm talking to you about? Why am I talking? I've just wasted 30 minutes of my life. I can't get back arguing with an idiot who doesn't go to, I'm not calling him an idiot. Arguing with a person who doesn't even go to sporting events, but is against the Thunder. I'm like,
So basically knows nothing about anything. He just argued.
right. I'm like, why didn't you lead with that? You should have led with the fact that you weren't a sports fan. Then we would not have had a discussion at all, and I could not have wasted 30 minutes of my life. But it was all about, well, it's not bringing, the Thunder don't do this. The Thunder, they're not giving it, they're a bunch of rich guys, and, it's not doing anything for us. I mean, what are you talking about? It was just, Nathan, to me, it's like, like with that letter or that, the thing that I sent you, from that Black Lives Funding, whatever that stuff, Black Voters Fund, whatever. Black Voters Matter, Black Votes Matter Fund, whatever the hell it is. All they're doing is looking for money. Oh, well, the money needs to go to housing. Dude, I bet you don't even have a team wherever you're from. And that's just, and it's sent out specifically to black people who want to talk about what? Raising taxes for something that's a team and not with housing and money can be spent on that. Really? That's what we're talking about. Trying to change people's minds because people don't understand. People outside of Oklahoma, they want it to fail. So they can do what? They can apply for our team.
Get your team.
Yes.
Why don't you ask people in Seattle how they feel?
Yes. Which people, they're arrogant. Seattle's own fault. Their arrogance kept them from there. They're arrogant.
Why don't you ask them how they feel now?
Yeah. And they will, I believe they'll get a team back. I believe they'll end up getting another team back because they have.
There's no guarantee, though.
They will because they have football, basketball, because they already have football and baseball and hockey. So I think, and they're big enough to, to get in. I think
That's what I'm saying.
and
Like,
they built the new arena. They built it after they lost them.
10 times worse than that because that's the only team we got.
Yep, and they built it after they left. Oh man, the mentality, the same mentality you hear here. Oh, they don't need another fella. They're fine where they are. Okay. Because you don't think.
I'll tell you what, I had a heated discussion. Let me rephrase that. Heated conversation. We'll say it that way. I had a heated conversation with two of my fellow coworkers downstairs on Friday afternoon. And it doesn't care at all about one of them didn't care at all about sports. That's fine. I get it, man. Like if you don't
That's
like
okay.
that kind of thing, that's not your thing. It's okay. It's not a big deal. And then the other person was just, she just didn't, she wanted to know why the one we had wasn't good enough. And I said, okay. I started explaining, all the NBA arenas and what they cost and things like that, and then the age of this one. And then I pulled up that little thing that you sent me about the revenue. And I said, and oh, by the way, X. And they said, oh, we didn't realize all that. I said, that's the problem, guys. Like, don't just jump out and just say no because you see the numbers and you don't like basketball. Then think about all the other stuff it does for the city.
Right. That's the whole thing. But Nathan, it's just this is what the guy also said. Oh well, Maps is the one that made downtown and Bricktown what it is. Really? So if it wasn't for the Thunder, everybody would be downtown and enjoying all this. Oh yeah.
No.
No. Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Mahogany wouldn't be downtown. We wouldn't have had a new hotel. The convention center, yes, we would have had it. But the convention center would not be attached to the Omni. Okay?
What about River Sport? You probably wouldn't have any of that.
Yep. Getting a new casino, the new park that's right down there, right off of Martin Luther King, or is it Eastern?
Scissortail?
No. Martin Luther King and I-40. It's Eastern now because just once it's south of I-40, it goes back to Eastern Street. So that new facility right there by the Indian Museum. Have you not seen the new that they're building right there in the I-40, I-35 North Exchange? They're building that new huge resort right there, kind of like Gaylord.
No, I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, they're building a new resort right there. But none of that stuff would be happening if it wasn't for the Thunder and Oklahoma City getting
Yeah, not to mention,
getting their
what about the
presence.
Bricktown Ballpark too? Was that there before or not? I
Yeah,
don't
that was
remember.
before. Yeah, Bricktown Ballpark was coming because
Okay.
of the Red Hawks. But like Randy said, the Red Hawks didn't bring in the revenue they thought it was going to be. Hockey for sure as hell wouldn't have brought in the Barons, which is why they stole the arena. And the reason why we're spending so much money upgrading because it never was built for basketball in the first place like it was supposed to have been built. Thank
Right.
our wonderful, politicians for them, telling us for one thing and it was for something else. So, but anyway, tomorrow the vote yes is why Thunder vote. Keep Oklahoma City big league, and cost is expected to be $900 million, with ownership community contributing about 50. No new taxes if it can be avoided. Lease as twice as long as the first one. $600 million with 3,000 jobs created annually, an impact. And so and I sent these numbers. And here's my numbers that I found. Operations of arena by Thunder team and staff, 513 million directly and indirectly, supporting nearly 2,500 jobs and 273.8 million in annual wages. Now, that 273 is the salaries of the Thunder. That's the whole, that's the players, that's the management, that's everything. Okay, that's everything. $45 million yearly in visitor spending outside of arena, no doubt. Because like I said earlier, people coming in from out of the country, out of state, to see the Thunder play who are Thunder fans. Like, our guy Randy Wright was talking about how he was in Puerto Rico and how big of fans people were in Puerto Rico for the Thunder. You'd be surprised.
Yeah. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
And then $9 million in city taxes annually, 4.1 in county school and
Way
other
more than I
districts.
thought.
Yeah, and 4.1 and for the Oklahoma County. And then $17 million in state taxes. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, man.
That's a lot of money, man.
A lot of money.
And it's so funny is that 45.5 million in visitor spending outside the arena, that goes in all that city taxes too. And I don't think that was included in it. You got to think about
Hey,
that.
not to mention it, this is something crazy, stupid, I know, but not to mention all the parking tickets, all the, police fines and everything they get from having Thunder games, too.
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I'm not a big fan of.
stupid.
I'm not a big fan of them. They don't, Nathan. They don't really give out tickets unless you're, you know, unless you're really parked where you shouldn't be parked. They don't really, they don't really beat you up too bad, or do they? I don't know.
They can. They can.
I mean, I don't know. I've never. I mean,
I'm thinking, that's exactly where I was supposed to go. I said, I'm thinking this is probably the same Loud City discussion we just had. That's
yes.
okay. Hey, man, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I agree 100%. But I'm just saying, I just don't. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if. I mean, I'm sure they do if you're parked outrageously. I mean, you're by a fire hydrant or
Sure.
you're stuck. But if you're just in a normal spot where it's not really affecting traffic, I don't know if they're going to give you a ticket. But if
No,
you're
probably
parked,
not. Let me just jump back. Let me just jump back right quick and kind of go from. And this is from somebody that, I mean, I sat in Loud City for years, and because me and my wife got married in 2012, and she was a huge Thunder fan when we got married, and
well, that's a
honestly,
plus.
before I got married, I've never been to a game, so I was a fan, but I've never been to a game because I lived in Pauls Valley. I'm not driving up from Pauls Valley to go to a game on a weeknight. And so we get married, and we start sitting. Of course, I was as happy as a pig in slop to be in the arena, man. I had buddies who had season tickets. When I got to sit in front of in a seat with the railing in front of me, when I didn't have somebody in front of me up top, I was overjoyed. And then I started working down here, and then Randy Wright spoiled me. And now I'm just like, nah. You know what I mean? So,
Yes, I do know what you mean.
Those early years, man, I was just there to have fun, and I had a great time. Seeing all the guys, watching Kevin Durant on a nightly basis. I mean, dude, it was so fun, So fun.
I agree. To me, it's just frustrating to me, Nathan, because it's just like you have these idiot people who are trying to, I mean, I'm like telling people are jealous. Other cities, they don't want the Thunder. They want us to lose the Thunder. They want us to
Oh,
lose the Thunder.
absolutely they do.
And it's simply because
Absolutely.
they want to, be it on our team. And for people who don't see the benefit in having an NBA franchise, I don't know. Now, if you're not a sports fan, I can see it because it doesn't matter to you. You know what I mean? If you're not a sports fan,
Well, and
it's
if you're one of those, I'm tread lightly here. If you're one of the um, parts of the population that doesn't really like progressiveness and you don't want new things and you want things always the way the same as they were, I get it. No more traffic, none of that stuff. I get it. But I mean, that's just waiting to die. To be honest with you, I mean, the
well,
city's just waiting to die if you don't progress like that.
well. He was saying that he goes, well, and it's just like Randy and I were talking earlier, and this guy was like, he goes, well, they're raising by a penny. I go, yes, but no. They're not doing raising anything. It's just staying the same. They're just extending it. Well, that's still saying that we're paying a penny. Really? And it's not 1%, it's a penny, by the way. Black voters matter or whatever. It's a penny, not 1%, but whatever. To me, Nathan, I'm just
Sure.
going, dude, I said, even if I was being charged a penny, I still wouldn't care because of what I'm getting.
No.
I go, but they're not. All they're doing is
Okay, here's
extending what I'm already paying. It's not costing me anything other than what it's already costing me. So now, even if it was going to cost
well,
me more,
here's
I
the
would still say yes.
here's the thing too. If you have that big of an issue with it, and you actually do live around where they're talking about it, go to I don't know, go to Edmond or go to Midwest City or War Acres. Go there and buy your stuff, and then you don't have to worry about it.
I can tell you this: the people who has homes down there and property down there, they're not mad at the Thunder at
They
all.
love it.
Their property value has
No,
went through
no.
the roof. Okay, so they're not mad about it at
I'm
all.
gonna tell you one thing. Obviously, who will remain nameless, but I know somebody who has some land down there, and before the Thunder came, he's got a couple lots down there with some buildings on them and stuff. Before the Thunder came, maybe be lucky to get 50 grand for him. Now he could sell him for millions.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't it crazy?
So,
By the way, people, if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to add to us or talk to us about, you can Skype us and give me to pull that up here in a minute. You can Skype us, and that can help you because we can't see anything you do on Facebook because I don't see it. I mean, Nathan probably could, but if you got a question, go ahead, text us at 405-551-8300. That's 405-551-8300, and it'll pop up on my screen, and I'll pull you up. And you can, ask us or answer a question or ask any kind of question that you want. And then also remember, by all means, to go to. I need to do this more, Nathan. You can go to YouTube and
NC Sports.
search for the Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark, or the Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark, and pop it up. And please subscribe, like, and hit notification. That way, every time we're on, you can do it. And then After the Storm, which is the Oklahoma City Thunder postgame show, you can do that as well. And I'm sorry we missed the show. I missed the show last Friday night, but we're going to talk about that game here in just a minute. But anyway, After the Storm
I was
dash
repping and
OKC,
ready to go, man. You didn't want to do it.
After the Storm
I was ready to go.
After the Storm dash OKC Thunder. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit notification button on YouTube for that. Or you can go to MC Sports Network, www.mcsportsnetwork.com, and you can watch any of the previous episodes that we did for that. So, no, we did not do a show Friday because I was drinking. And if you know I'm drinking, I'm still doing my
It'd
notes.
have
I'm
been a
still
great
doing,
show.
but
It'd have been a great show.
but I don't
Great
I
show.
don't do shows when I'm tipsy because I don't think that doesn't look good. It's not a good look, and so I don't do that. But not
Not
just
responsible journalism. I get
it's
it.
really
It's
not.
not responsible
But I
journalism. I get it.
do keep notes and I do keep mental track of what happened. So we're going to talk about that game as well. So
Hey, we need to talk about this three-pointer bet that you had. I still didn't get the gist of this.
3-pointer bet.
Or are we not talking about that?
What
Yeah,
3-pointer
something
bet?
about a 3-point bet with Randy or something. I
Oh,
didn't get the
okay,
gist at all. I
okay.
just
So
heard.
my guy Randy Wright of YNB, Nathan's boss. What we do is every game we bet $1 on. And usually it's he takes the white guy, and not the white guy, but the guy in white. The free throw shooting contest. So one has a white. Those of you in the game, one has a white jersey on, one has a blue jersey. So I usually always take the blue jersey, and he always takes the white jersey. So the other night we were shooting. What did we end up 5 for 29 or something crap like that or whatever.
Oh, that's something awful.
And at the time we
Something
were
awful.
2 for whatever, 2 for 26,
17.
some stupid. So we make a bet, and he goes, "They're gonna make another one." I'm like, "They're not gonna make their next shot." He goes, "I'll bet you $1 that they make their next 3." Well, of course, they make it. Josh Giddey makes it. Then I double up, which is what we always do, and then they make another one. So it's $2. Then I double up again, and they make another one. So then what ended up happening was they shot. I forget who it was. Got fouled. So Randy's saying,
It was Chet.
yeah, it was Chad. He goes, well, this is the deal. If he made 3, that's making a 3. I said, no. Making a 3-point shot and making 3 free throws are not the same. He goes, yeah, see, you said you agree. I go, no. Making a 3 versus making 3 free throws to complete a 3-point play are not the same. That's what we're arguing about. And of course, you were on his side.
He's got a way of.
No, he was not going to manipulate. He's not manipulating that. It wasn't working.
I'm just saying, Randy's very good at doing that.
Oh yeah, but what he does is he gets you frustrated, and then when you get flustered, then that's when he tries to slide it on in. I'm like, bro, we've been doing this too many. We're roommates in college. You ain't getting away. You ain't getting away with this one, homie. You are not getting away. And by the way, I sent him a link for him to call in if he wants to run his mouth. So just to say that, Nate, I know I did that. So.
He's in there, but he's got a customer in his office.
Good, thank goodness. Hopefully we'll be over by the time he gets on air. But anyway, so that was So do you get it now? What we were arguing about?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? To me, there's a difference between missing or making a 3, and he's saying if you missed the 3 but got fouled, it doesn't count as a make or miss. But then you make 3 free throws, that counts as a 3. No, it doesn't.
Ooh.
It doesn't.
I would want to see the exact wording of the conversation because Randy.
That is the exact wording of the conversation. No. The exact wording is Nathan. Here's the exact words. Either you make or miss the 3. Not if you get fouled and you shoot 3 free throws. It's make or miss the 3. And to me, it doesn't count.
I'm telling you, Randy.
I understand. That's why we were. No, it wasn't no fine print. He's trying to slide one by going, well, he made 3, so that's technically a 3. No, it's not. Is you either physically got to make or miss a 3, not shoot 3 free throws. He goes, well, they made 3. I go, yes, they did make 3. Oh, see, there you go. I said, no. Made and make. M-A-K-E versus M-A-D-E. 2 different things. So, anyway, back, we digress. But back to the voters thing. To me, he was like, well, what are you going to do about the old arena? Like Randy said, the problem with the old arena is, this is another thing the guy's point was, they built this arena and there's no parking. Well, there was parking at first, and there's still parking.
There's quite a bit of parking.
Well, but no. But at first there was tons of parking because the convention center wasn't there.
Yeah, but there's still, golly, man, if I remember back to my days when I actually had to pay for parking, not that I don't have to pay for parking. I don't park in the car.
There's plenty of parking space.
The days that I didn't park there's plenty of parking.
You got
I think do they still have that garage where you can shoot a free throw to see if you get your parking for free?
You have the Santa Fe garage. Then you have the Cox Convention Center. Then you have the garage next door to Residence Inn. Then you have across the street parking to the west. Then you have the parking all up and down the streets. Then you have the parking at Bricktown. You got 2 parking lots right there, or 3 parking lots back over in Bricktown.
Yeah, Bass Pro, if you want to go
Bass
crazy,
Pro,
Bass Pro,
you can do that. There's tons of parking, okay?
I was parked with that ABC Furniture Company, and that was easy. It was about 6 blocks.
But you remember before Scissortail, you could park right there.
Oh, you can't do that anymore.
I know, but I'm saying this. Before Scissortail, you could park right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see what you're saying.
So there was tons of parking, okay? Here's a couple people. Uh, to have an elite team, you need to have an elite arena, and you need an elite coach. Well, we ain't gonna get no elite coach. That's out. We don't have an elite coach.
Well, that's right on par with what
We,
we're
we,
talking about.
don't, we don't have a lead coach. We got to lead everything else, though. But now, he's great at building talent,
No,
100%.
no, you're saying we need one. We need one, though, right?
Yeah,
That's
we
what
need
you're
one.
saying,
Yeah, he says, well, if you have an elite
right?
team.
We'll
No,
get
but the
one.
whole thing is we need a new
We'll
arena.
get one.
And, to me, there's just no question about why you need one. I mean, to me, it's like if you're not a sports fan, you shouldn't even. I mean, your thing is this: if you're not a sports fan, how does it benefit you as a non-sports fan? Okay, how does this arena benefit you? It gives you,
I'm assuming you got a list of stuff.
well, one, it gives you a bunch of places to go visit and eat at. It gives you the ability to do the Sizzletail Park and all of that stuff because now you've got the Omni, so you got tons of stuff to do. Three, you're going to have an ability to have the Thunder Alley, where if you don't go to a game, because people forget what Thunder Alley was like, where you had the bouncing, what are the
Oh,
thing,
dude, it was
bouncing
awesome.
ball things, where kids could play, and you
Yeah,
had it right there on the big huge
yeah.
screen. So you had a bunch of stuff. There's other activities that you can go and take your kids to that has contributed to that. That's why you need a new arena. On top of that, we're gonna have bigger concerts. We won't be losing the big concerts to Tulsa like we do now because we don't have anywhere because the 18 wheelers that can't back them up like Taylor Swift would never come here because you can't there are 18 wheels you can't back them up and unload the loading docks are terrible. All of that'll be fixed. You'll have a more friendly confines arena to sit in and do more things. You can go down and eat and being able to enjoy all of those aspects of the arena and everything that it brings. So if you're not a sports fan, you'll be able to enjoy the things that having an NBA franchise will allow you to be able to enjoy because of that. That's what will happen.
Well, here's the other benefits too, Matt. And we kind of already touched on this a little bit, but having the franchise. I'm going to go a little deeper than I probably should here, but back in the '80s when we had the oil bust, our economy went in the crapper.
Yep.
Right? Okay. So now, and I'm not saying it's just from the NBA, but the NBA has a big thing to do with it, is the diversity of Oklahoma City. The diversity of the Oklahoma City economy has made it to where if we had something like that happen again, it's not going to affect us near as bad as it would have been.
Well,
Because
but
the economy in Oklahoma City is so much more diversified.
yes, than it was before. It's
It's not
still
just
it's still oil and gas based, but not as bad.
Right, but another thing though, having the Thunder attracts businesses. It attracts their employees. It attracts people to move into the city, which in turn raises your property values. It creates more revenue for the city to build nicer things, to have nicer restaurants, to have more of everything, basically.
So you're
Better
doubling down on
roads,
what I
better
just said.
infrastructure.
You're doubling down on what I just said. So yeah.
Yes, better infrastructure, better roads.
Yes.
I mean, everything.
Yes. Well, the guy got.
International airport.
Yeah, but the guy goes. He goes. Well,
You know what I mean?
he said. He goes. Well, all that money that they're making. He goes. No, they don't. They don't even live here. I go. The Thunder don't live here. He goes. They don't even live here. I go. They live here. They live here. They spend money here, dude.
That's but the ownership group is pretty much all Oklahoma residents, right?
Well, he's talking about the players. He's
The
talking about the
ownership
players.
group too, though. I mean,
Well, the
right?
ownership group all lives here. Everybody lives here.
Yeah.
They own
Well,
businesses.
I know. I
Everybody.
know for a fact one of the better players on the team is getting ready to build a house. So I mean that's.
Well, they like when Russ, KD, and all them. Harden wasn't here long enough, but Russ and KD both had big, huge homes here. So KD had the home in Galardia, then he had built the one. When they built those townhouses down at Two Tree Hill or One Tree Hill or whatever it's called, downtown in Deep Deuce. So he had his spot down there. So yeah, Josh lives downtown in a condo. So yeah, it's in a townhouse. So yeah, whatever, dude. It's just he was just hating. He was just hating, which is okay. So anyway, we're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna come back and then we're gonna talk about the game and then get into the other sports events that happened this weekend. But it's just, to me, everybody get out and vote tomorrow. I don't think there's a question on now. If you didn't live outside of Oklahoma City, I can understand. Don't you agree, Nathan? I mean, if you live, I mean, a lot of people in Edmond and Norman and more, they go to the game too. They have there's a lot of season ticket holders who don't live in Oklahoma City. Because it's just the fact that kids get, oh man, we have a team. Oh, y'all don't have. You can go to a certain city. You go to Kansas City. Oh, y'all don't have an NBA franchise, do you? Now we don't have an NFL team, but we at least have an NBA franchise, and I can promise you, the Chiefs, Kansas City would love to have one, but they currently have one, and Bill Self is the head coach already. So, because we had that discussion about would we like Bill Self as the head coach of the Thunder, I said I would love that, but he's already a head coach of an NBA team franchise already in Lawrence, Kansas. So
Yeah, I was going to say, is it bad that their head coach is better than ours?
He would be magnificent as an NBA coach because he knows a lot of those players and they all love him. And I just think that what he would bring and his detail to X's and O's. By the way, our coach does draw up great out of bounds plays, and I will give him that. Don't you agree?
Yes, I agree.
He draws now when he's not throwing it to Dort, but when he's throwing it to everybody else, yes. But his deal, I saw a thing where SGA is averaging 35 minutes and J Dub's averaging 32. I saw that, and I'm just going, okay. And then when you look at all the other numbers, it's crazy. But I just think that the Thunder, there's no question we have to have the new arena, and what this is going to mean to taking Oklahoma City, I think, to the next level that it needs to go to. And now the next thing we need is a coach to take our team to the next level that it needs to. But we're going to get into that segment here in just a second. But how do you not vote yes on this amendment? There's no way you can't. There's no way. You got to vote yes. You got to, because people don't understand what this will mean to Oklahoma City. A brand new shiny arena that means new concerts, especially if the Thunder continue to win, as I believe they're going to do. We have one of the largest conventions of all conventions coming to Oklahoma City in like 5 years from now that you would not have had maybe 6 years from now, whatever it is, that you would have not gotten otherwise, had you not had the Thunder, would you not built a new facility, a new convention center. But people want to come in because of the Thunder. Hey, we can go visit the arena. You can see the guys. I mean, you can bring in a couple of them to talk or whatever and see people. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do that you would not normally have without an NBA franchise. One of 30 people. One of 30 cities. I mean, think about that. In the entire world, how many cities are there, Nathan? I mean, a gazillion.
Yeah,
And
tons.
there's only 30 NBA teams. There's only 32 football teams. I mean, think about that for a minute. And we're the only thing.
64 professional teams, and a lot of them are in the same city.
Yep. Well, Dallas.
62.
Well, Dallas has multiple. Houston has multiple. LA has multiple. New York has multiple. Miami has multiple. Seattle has multiple.
New York's got.
Well, I'd say, but I've already named them. I'm saying so that's 6 cities that have multiple teams. The teams that don't have cities that don't have the mid market, you have Milwaukee. You have
Detroit's got both, right?
Detroit has multiple. You have Oklahoma City. You have Memphis. You have Utah. You have
Indiana.
You have Indiana. Well, yep. You have Indiana. You have Indiana. That's 4. What is the other one? Phoenix has multiple.
Yeah, Phoenix. There's only San Antonio.
San Antonio's 5.
San Antonio?
Yeah. I mean, you look at San Antonio.
Memphis.
They've had the Spurs forever.
Memphis?
They don't even. The whole thing with San Antonio, if there's anything to do with the San Antonio Spurs, raising money, taxes, whatever, those people don't blink. You know what I'm saying? There's no question. Boom, what do we need for the Spurs? New arena, great. What do we need? Whatever. Because they get it. They understand what that means to their city by having an NBA franchise for 20 whatever years. How long have they been there? 30 years?
Forever, man.
30-something years probably.
Let me pull up a list of the NBA teams right quick.
Yeah, because it's
And
been.
let me just run through and see if there's.
Because the San Antonio Spurs been there since '90s or '80s. What?
Okay,
Just
so
because they were an
Boston,
ABA.
Boston, Brooklyn, Philadelphia, Toronto. Toronto, does they only
Toronto
have,
has
that's all they have
hockey.
in Toronto?
They have hockey.
Hockey, okay, yeah. Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, Indiana, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's one. Did you say Milwaukee?
Yeah, Milwaukee, us, Indiana, uh, Portland,
Charlotte,
Charlotte, Salt Lake City,
Orlando,
6, Orlando 7.
Washington. Washington, do they have?
Nope, they have
Yes,
they have the Capitals
the Commanders.
and the Capitals.
The command.
They have the Commanders and the Caps.
Yeah, you said Memphis, didn't you?
Memphis, that's 8.
San Francisco, LA, Phoenix, Sacramento. Did you say Sacramento?
9.
Minnesota has, don't they have?
They have hockey.
Vikings, yeah, right, Vikings.
And football.
And they got baseball too.
Yep.
Yeah, Denver. No, Denver's got the Broncos.
And they've got the Avalanche.
Yeah, that's it, man. You got
9 out of 30.
So you've got
That's 9 out of 30.
one.
So you have 21 cities that have multiple teams, and 9 that only have an NBA franchise.
Carson just sent me a message that says San Antonio Spurs been in San Antonio since 1976.
Okay. Well, see, they were the ABA then. Remember, they were ABA because George Iceman Gervin. They were in the ABA because they used to play against Dr. J and them, but then they got absorbed like the Nets did. Because remember, the Nets sold Dr. J to Philly for $6 million. So the Nets got absorbed. The San Antonio Spurs got absorbed. The Denver Nuggets got absorbed. All of them got absorbed by the NBA.
You know, that was in '76.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I'm saying.
The NBA merger was in '76.
That's what I'm saying. They got absorbed. They all got absorbed in the NBA then. So, but anyway, so they've been around that long, and they don't even blink. That was my point. You know, we're one of 9 cities that the only thing there to do is NBA basketball, and none of them have lost their teams. Once they've stayed there, they have not moved. And you're thinking about saying no to a city tax to build a new arena, and Milwaukee has 3. This is their 3rd one. They had the original one that Lou Alcindor, they won their first championship in. They have the one that they won their second championship in, and they just built this new one. And they're all right next to each other, which I thought was interesting.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Matt. If Oklahoma City wins a championship, I think you will see a broad change in public opinion. Does that make sense? Like, if they won the championship, the people that wouldn't normally pay attention would pay attention, if that makes sense.
No, I think that the people, if they're not sports fans, they don't. People who are sports fans don't give a shit. They just don't care.
Really?
They really don't.
Okay. All right.
They really don't. I had an argument with a guy on Facebook. You know, he's just not a sports fan. We went to high school together. He barely went to our games because it was a thing to do. But he wasn't a sports fan. And we averaged 6,000 fans. So in high school,
if you're winning a championship, the casual fan or the non-casual fan or the non-fan at all is more likely to pay attention than, you know, if your team's not that good.
Well, if your team, even when your team is good, they're going to pay attention. And now that our team is good again, is getting better, people are starting to pay attention again. But I went through.
Well, here's another thing too. Don't discount how good you've had it as an Oklahoma City fan either. I mean, because most franchises don't get what we've had. So,
and don't get 2 superstars.
I mean,
they don't get 2 superstars. We really, I'm not a Durant fan. I mean, a Russell fan, but this is our 3rd superstar. We had KD, Russell, and Harden wasn't here long enough. I don't really count him. You know what I mean? He wasn't really here. He was on here 2 years.
Yeah, well, you had.
I don't really count him. But no. I'm just saying you had KD, you had Russell, and now you got SGA.
Yeah, but you had a couple other guys that were here for a year or 2.
But I don't count them. I don't count them. They weren't here long enough.
Because they weren't here long enough. Okay.
That was my point. Harden was, yeah, but he was here, what, 2 years, 3 years? I don't really count him. He wasn't here long enough. KD was here for 7, whatever it was. Russell was here for 9 or 10. SJ's been here for 4, because this is his 4th year, isn't it? I think it's his 4th year. So you see what I'm saying? I'm counting guys who could play.
Yeah.
So on that level, if guys have been here who could play, it's KD, Russell, James, and SGA. Those are the 4 that we've had, but I only count 3 of them. And Paul George wasn't here long enough. Chris Paul wasn't here long enough, even though Chris Paul was our first superstar when he was with the Hornets.
Mm-hmm. With Hornets,
yeah, when he first got here. So, so anyway, when you look.
That was his rookie year, too, wasn't it?
No, he was 2 or 3 years in. 2 or 3 years in, I think.
04, 05? 03, 04? Wasn't his rookie year?
No, Chris Paul came in before that.
What year were they here?
Chris Paul is 38. Chris Paul is 38.
Yeah, no, but he was in the 03 draft.
39.
Wasn't he?
But Oklahoma City didn't get here. When was Hurricane Katrina? 2003?
I think so. Let's see. No, Katrina was 2005.
Okay, so
he would have played in New Orleans a year.
Yeah, he'd have been there at least a year or 2 years. I knew.
Yeah, year or 2 years.
So he was our really first superstar, if you really want to count it like that. He was here and got us off. He's the one that brought Oklahoma City to the map. When that could, no matter the tragedy of Hurricane Katrina was terrible, but it did get Oklahoma City a team. And if maps had never occurred, we would not have had the Ford Center. So we would not have had a facility big enough to get a team to come here in the first place, which allowed us to do what we did, and it probably would have went to Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're considered, even though they're smaller, they're considered more of a metropolitan, more progressive city than Oklahoma City is. Because I can promise you, if the Thunder were there wouldn't be any question on rim raising attack. Boom, it's done. You know what I mean? There's, it's a different mentality. So, but I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic. Thank you for keeping us up and running and going. If you have any needs for computers or software or any sort of thing to be done, you need to hook them up. They're perfect for that. Call our guy Russell Williford over there, and they also do website design. SRB, if you have engineering, surveying, or planning, my dude Mark Long is the man. They love to be behind the scenes. Oak Grove Trucking. My guy Jose, I almost wore his shirt to this hoodie today, but I got to clean it up. It's a little dirty. I got to put it in the washer, get it clean. And then Greg and Max Naphy, appreciate their support as always. And then YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes. I've already did it, man. I'm too late, man. The bank that makes. You were too late, man. You were too late.
I was ready. No, I beat you, actually.
I already said it, dude. You did not beat me. I already said it, bro. Here, let's try it again. And then, of course, here we go. Then, of course, YNB, Nathan. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Tell who's 27, who's 24.
Yeah. You know who he's talking to. See, he popped in. There you go. Here we go. YNB, family. Nathan, here we go. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank.
Oh, my God.
Makes things happen.
Oh, my God.
There's a pause.
Oh, my God.
There's a pause. You want the dramatic effect and then the pause. And then the rest.
That's 24 for you.
That is 24, isn't it? Anyway, they're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC. I'm trying. Nathan. I'm trying to do the promotion, okay? Member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com, or you can go to the main bank and see them at 401 Elm. And please go in and see Nathan. And all y'all, please help him on, when we say YNB, family owned operated since 1912, then he should say the bank. That makes things happen. So y'all go into his office and talk to him about that. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road in the great city of Mustang, America. YNB Parkway, off Garth Brooks, just south of I-40. You can't miss it, just right there to the south, right in front of the hospital. YB Peoples, which is the one I always go to there in Bethany, unless Randy commands me to come up there because he's going to yell at me about something. It's 6201 Northwest 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. DT Construction and Consulting. Our guy Drew Hinthorn, 405-209-4051. They're great at doing roofing or any painting or any remodeling that you might have, as well as they can do bids or estimates on what if you want to do something. They can give you a quote. Or you can email Drew at dtconstruction2015 at Outlook. They're respectful, local, and loyal, which means Drew will answer his phone whenever you call. Our latest sponsor is Shelter Insurance, the Mark Pemberton Agency, located at 4609 Southeast 29th in Dale City, Oklahoma. They're open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 5, Fridays from 9 to 1, and please give them a call if you need to set up an appointment, 405-670-2424. Proudly serving the Middale area since 1982. 1982, that's where they've been there. So, but Randy, can you help the boy out at all, man? What's his problem, man? 24. Or is that his nickname now?
24, I don't know. I would say, the only other one is Drew, but I don't know where Nebraska's going for their bowl game. So,
Are they going to a bowl? Or they're not, are they?
well, probably Frosted Flakes. That's about the only bowl they'll go to.
Ooh, you just see. I'm surprised he hadn't called in already and gone, oh, y'all are saying something mean to me or whatever, because that's our boy Drew. He's always got something to say. So I cracked me up. But yeah, Randy, well, you and I had talked about it earlier about the maps thing and just not understanding these people and how they don't want the new gym. Can you? I mean, you being a business person and being a season ticket holder since the very beginning, what is your thought process on it?
Well, 16 years ago when, the Hornets was here, that was the start of it, and then the Thunder came. We had one hotel, really, the Sheraton. Now we have probably 10 to 12 different hotels. We had no restaurants we had no restaurants. Now we have restaurants. And you can walk up and down downtown. People are living down there. It's completely different. The atmosphere is different. You go to different places in the United States. And even in Puerto Rico, it was down there about 10 years ago. They knew who the Thunder was. They liked Oklahoma City. It put Oklahoma City on the map.
Yep. Hey,
And
remember, Andy, we were talking about when we used to leave the old Cox Convention Center, the Marriott, and how dangerous it
oh
was when you leave?
God, you and I left after a all college game. I thought we were going to get shot leaving after that game. You know, it was dangerous, and you did not go down there. And then when the first part of the Bricktown started, it was mainly beer joints, and that started it. But now you got good restaurants, you got some good clubs down there, you got hotels. Like you say, you go see there's about a half dozen new hotels in the last 3 to 5 years been built down there, and they're full. You
Right.
try to get reservations and get anything downtown. So people, they don't give the Thunder credit, and Thunder rebuilt parks down there. There's a couple new basketball courts down there. People, and you see kids playing there all the time.
I didn't even think about the courts that
So
they built.
yeah, I mean, I'm shocked you always see people playing on them, even when cold weather. It seems like there's people there. But there's courts there. They cleaned up downtown. You had Devon's Center came in. It's a start. It's a lot of stuff. But the Thunder has spent a lot of money on this town, and they promoted the town. They continue to promote it. I hope people vote yes on it because you know it's the best thing. It will continue. People donate because of the Thunder. I heard on the radio deal they're donating for kids. Still, they have 2,000. They're trying to get another 250 kids gifts, and the Thunder's one of the big sponsors of it. You know, it wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the Thunder. And the Thunder, they deserve a lot of credit for what they did for Oklahoma City and the surrounding area.
Well, I was saying also that even if the new, we're talking about, if you're outside of Oklahoma City, the people in Edmond, they vote for them too. I mean, they go to the games. There's people in Edmond, there's people in Norman that have season tickets that come up there. And, when we were looking at the taxes, because, I mean, you do more stuff with this, but, I was saying that earlier is that the taxes that the Thunder, bring in for schools and stuff like that, because, like that Black Lives Matter, Black voters, whatever that crap is that they sent me. I'm just like, dude, housing. You think the Thunder don't bring in housing? You think there's not housing? I mean, there's gentrification everywhere. No matter what city you come in, they're trying to, dispossess the poor. But I was telling Nathan he doesn't know about the new resort that they're building right there. Is it Eastern? Did Martin Luther King stops at I-40, right, Randy, or does it go past to
Yeah,
15th?
kind of stops and kind of
Does it go
like a
back to
wide
Eastern?
yeah. And you have that being built. That's wouldn't be here. And the new center. What do you call it? Where for meetings
The
and
convention center.
conferences. That wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Thunder. The Omni would not have came if it
The
wasn't
Omni
for
for
the
sure.
Thunder.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, it was tough enough to get them to come, even with the Thunder here, to get them here. But downtown, I think people need to remember about 20 years ago how downtown was,
No, they
and
don't.
you were scared to death to go downtown.
No, it's not bad at all. So, what would your proposed site be, Nathan and Randy? Where would you rather them tear down? Because I know they're redoing all the underneath, structure for the Cox Convention Center. They're shoring it up. Would you rather it there be over 4 city square blocks, or are they going to move it to the west there, where the exchange is for the trolley cars, and where that parking lot is, right there at the west?
I hope it's where the old Marriott is. That needs to be replaced, and it's a whole block. And the big deal is they need with even the concerts and everything coming in, they don't have enough loading docks, and they need have that whole block is what a third larger than what we have now. They'll have enough for loading docks and to have some of these uh, concerts.
The big
And
ones, like a Taylor Swift or something like that.
yeah, I mean that's how you're looking at it. That's where it needs to be. To the west isn't bad. I'm not going to say it's going to be bad, but you're going to run into a parking problem, and
Yeah, it's to me.
I hope.
Go ahead.
Oh, I hope it's where the Marriott is, because that needs to be replaced and torn down and moved on.
Well, especially since they're redoing the parking underneath. You know what I mean? They're redoing all that parking underneath and reshoring it up. I mean, why would you? That's four square city blocks. You can do a huge Thunder Alley type thing there with all the restaurants that are involved in, like the American Airlines Center in Dallas. When you walk up, there's a gigantic screen there. There's restaurants and bars, and you have a little area where the DJ can be set up, and there's all kinds of things that you can do. Nathan, what do you think?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's a great spot for it. You don't have to disrupt the rest of downtown when you do it that way. I mean, it's basically just like keeping it how it is now. And you could even, I don't know do you know if there's any plans for the old arena? Are they going to keep it for the blue or anything like the hockey team or anything like that?
No, I think they'll probably end up tearing it down too, but not for a few years after the new arena is built.
Okay. Well, that would give them more room to do. I mean, if you move that other arena, the new arena across the street, if you tear down the Paycom Center, you could do all kinds of stuff, more hotels and stuff like restaurants or whatever you want to do right there too, parking, garages, whatever. So, yeah.
Well, part of the agreement with Omni was I think the arena has to be so many
I think it's no more than a block or two.
yeah, away from it, so it's going to be real close to there. So
Well, if they have to be no more than a block away, then they got to go west, which is going to suck to me. But I mean, I would think if you move to the others across the street, where the Myriad is, or Cox, or whatever the hell it's called. To me, it's going to be much better sitting there than anywhere because of the simple fact that, plus when you can stop and you can go to Flint, or you can go to Vast, or you can go to Mahogany, and you're right there, or the Manhattan around, and everything is right there. You know what I mean, Randy?
You're
It's,
you're
you don't have to walk
you're
as
right
far.
across the street. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's just uh, Flint and Mahogany's right across the street. Sheraton, the old Renaissance, is right across the street. The Skirvin is 2 blocks away. The Omni's a block away. So you're real close. I think you need to, it's like San Diego built their ballpark downtown, their baseball field. Now they wish they built more downtown in
Mm-hmm.
San Diego. City did their basketball arena downtown. Now they're looking to put a baseball stadium downtown Kansas City because all the interest that comes about because of it. So
There's got to be a great
it,
economical impact, no matter what these people say. I saw some people talking about, oh well, it doesn't help Oklahoma City with taxes. I'm like, you people are idiots. And the reason why y'all say that
well,
because, go ahead.
look, I bet you if you look and see what the sales tax numbers were 16, 20 years ago to what it is now, it's probably doubled because of the thunder being down there, people coming down there. People are moving downtown. I mean, people by where we sit, you got people coming up from Lawton, coming
Mm-hmm.
in up from, sometimes they stay here, sometimes they don't, but then they buy gasoline here. Well, that's sales tax and that, Cokes and that before they head back, so it does create an increase in sales tax and quite a bit too. So
It's just frustrating to me. It really is. But like when when we were talking earlier, Randy, it's like if the guy hadn't been, if you're not a sports fan, you still can enjoy what the Thunder bring. If because of your kids, even if you don't, your kids can enjoy things that you normally would not be able to enjoy. There's restaurants. Everybody likes to eat. I would hope. I mean, hope everybody likes to eat. But I just don't understand. I'm a sports fan, so I guess maybe that's why I don't get it. I guess I don't know. So I guess I don't see how you say no to the Thunder and what we're doing. I mean, when you look at we have up on the screen all the things that the Thunder bring uh, to Oklahoma City. I mean, what does it really offer us? You know what I'm saying? What does it really offer? I mean, what do you get from having this team here? And it's pretty evident. And even when the guy was talking about, well, they don't spend their money here. Well, where the hell do they spend their money? Where do they spend their money, Randy, if they don't live here? Where do they live then? If they don't live in Oklahoma
the
City, do they
the
live in a
play,
different city and fly in every day?
well, the players are here 6 months to 8 months out of the year. Where do you think they get buy stuff? They're here. They're talking about the players, and they get taxes out of their paycheck that comes here. So to me, that's a stupid argument on their side. They do here. You look at the concession stands they're opening up in Paycom. There, a lot of the ones are local businesses here,
Yeah, they are.
and and a lot of places don't do that. And uh, I think it's a good area. I hope new convention center will be where the Marriott is. If not, second choice is West. But it's going to be close to the
Yeah, it's
on
got
the
to
way
be.
up.
Yeah, it's got to be. I get the Omni why they get and saying, look, we're because I mean NBA teams got to have somewhere to stay. And you want to stay
Hmm.
somewhere close. I mean, I get that 100%. I mean, I have no problem with that. But on the other side of that, I'm just going, guys, come on, man.
Well,
It's
you don't want the ghost from the Skirvin to scare them anymore. Well, I thought that was pretty good.
I still think that I've stayed there so many times, and I still have never seen the ghost. I mean, I've never heard the ghost, and I've stayed at the Skirvin many times. I'm like, I've never even seen.
I
I mean, I'm not a
I had
ghost
a
person.
I had a few drinks with some there before.
Oh my God! See Nathan, see what he does. See what he does, Nathan. See how he does that. See how he does that. You see how he does that. I mean, just want to
Hey,
start
they were good to drink with.
from a person who loves the Skirvin. This is spoken to a person who loves the Skirvin. Loves the scurvy.
Oh, I love
Guys,
Urban.
I'll
I
be
go
honest with you. I stayed there. Me and my wife stayed there on our anniversary last year, 2 years ago, and we went down and ate breakfast, and I sat there for 45 minutes, and nobody came to serve me, and that's I did my only experience with the service. So,
Hey, if you want to listen to some good music, Friday and Saturday nights in the Red Piano Bar from 8 to 11, these usually have somebody singing 70, 80, and 90 music, and they're great. And the people working in there are great. It's probably the best kept secret was the Skirvin at night on Friday and Saturday nights.
Yeah, and it's easy to get
okay.
into, and the food is good if you want to eat down there, or just go there and have drinks because you. I don't really recommend Stock and Bond. It's not one of my favorite places. I've been there before. I'm done with that.
Oh,
But I mean, I that place was just not. Dude, I'm over. I mean, I will. That place, I'm out on that 100%, dude. I'm like, wow, really?
yeah, I haven't been too impressed with that.
Yeah, I
Now
was.
the Skirvin has a great buffet for special events like Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, Easter. It's probably the best buffet.
Dude, I
Uh,
missed Thanksgiving this year. By the way, are we doing Christmas there?
no, no, can't. They're booked up for
Oh,
Christmas. I
that's right.
did try.
We're going to
I think.
Kimberly's.
Well, I think there or Rococo is
Ooh, Coco's, yeah.
on the 24th. The 24th, Rococo. I'm going to meet Kayla and her crew there. So, but Skirvin for a buffet. Oh God, they had everything Thanksgiving from all the Thanksgiving food from salmon to uh, crab legs to shrimp to the breakfast buffet. They were packed, and it was one of the best buffets. And they're great down there.
The
And the
one,
people down there, and the drinks are good too. I've
yeah.
been told. So
You already said that. Hey, he's been told.
He's been told.
He's been
Yeah, sure.
told. Okay. Oh, speaking of being told, we watched the Thunder and Golden State on Saturday at the Christmas party, Randy's Christmas, the YNB's Christmas party. By the way, I'm glad that I got even with you. Double or nothing helped me out. But Golden State, of course, falling to 10-12. The Thunder are 14-7 in a 136 overtime win. What was your takeaway from the game, Randy?
I tell you, they would continue their poor play the first quarter, but after the first quarter, they got playing as a team, and they got some depth. And I did listen to your coach talk about he
Oh God.
uses different players at different so they can be ready at all times.
Oh, is that what he's doing? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, okay. So he puts my favorite player in there, not all the time. When we need
We
threes,
don't need to bring it up because he's 30,
when
20%.
when it needs to rain threes, we
Yeah,
got to
when the
bring
game
in the
is over
water.
with, and we're up by 20. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
But but they said the crowd down there, it was a great crowd. People were like the old time,
Yeah.
from years ago, and I think the crowd is coming back and is getting into the game, and hopefully, they're in a little slump, but they came out the last three quarters, and hopefully they continue it tonight against Utah.
Yep. Yep. Nathan, what was your take?
Well, let me preface it by saying I didn't watch a whole lot of the game. I was
Oh,
over
never
at
mind. That's right. Never mind.
the.
Well, I'm not. Yeah,
Well,
you're supposed to
let me
agree.
get done. Let me hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish.
By the way,
I didn't
Randy
get
was
home
up
till
there
one
losing
o'clock
in
in the morning that
blackjack.
morning.
That's because he's up there losing in blackjack,
I,
Randy.
no, I won. I won. But I'm not going to say the phrase you told me to do on roulette over there.
Okay, go ahead.
Can't say that on air. But and then secondly, I got home about 1:30 in the morning, and what did I do? I didn't go to bed. I got up and watched the Thunder game. So I watched it all the way through. So went to bed about 3 o'clock in the morning. But so yeah, I agree with everything Randy said, except for I have to admit, Waters is shooting 41% from three this year. I want to throw that in there. But yeah, no, the way they came back was great. The thing that I'm starting to wonder about is Josh Giddey. And we've talked about this ad nauseum, but I think you're starting to see the cutting of his minutes, and I understand why, but I think that is going to come into effect. They're not. I don't know. I just don't feel like at this point, and it's the beginning. It's early. I get it, but I don't think he's on the future plans of this team. Just my opinion. And then I also think you're going to see. I see by the end of the season, if not by the trade deadline, you're going to see Lou Dort out of here, and then you're also going to see probably not extend Giddey next year. And if they do, they're going to extend it into trading. That's just my opinion.
So you didn't really answer the question about the game, but okay.
I did up front. Absolutely, I did up front.
Hey, you two, I got to get to work.
All right, Randy.
Somebody
Thank you, brother. I'll see you later, brother.
has to pay Nathan's salary here, so I guess I better get to work.
That's our guy, Randy Wright of YNB. Appreciate you, brother.
See you later.
I'll say later, bro. Thanks for coming on. The Thunder, anyway, 14-7. My takeaway was they had 29 turnovers, and the reason why we didn't blow them out is they were 19 for 48, but they were ridiculous in the second half of shooting. But the thing was, we were 5 of 29. Anytime a team has 29 turnovers, and you beat them by 2 in OT, shooting 5 for 29 killed us. We only had 11 turnovers. And to me, that was the difference in the game and his lineups. And, you know, when the game got tight, he sticks SGA in the game. And you got, dude, I get that he wants to make J-Dub, the second. I mean, to me, when I'm watching, I'm like, look, just go on and trade SGA and keep J-Dub and Chet. That's what you want. Like, I saw a reel that the Thunder had. All they talked about was J-Dub and Chet. Oh, J-Dub was the reason why we won. Oh, was he? Who had the big baskets and the steal and the turnovers at the end of the game? Who did that? It's the Thunder.
That would be SGA.
I know that, but I'm just saying I'm so tired of the Thunder promoting J-Dub and Chet. Look, just go on and trade SGA. If you think J-Dub is the man and Chet's the man, then trade SGA and let's go on with him and see what happens. If you think he's that good.
I'm going to tell you this, Matt. If they do that, then Chet is going to be very disgruntled.
No doubt.
I'll tell you that right away.
No doubt.
Because what tells me that, did you see, and one of the biggest moments in the game to me was when
the rebound putback.
Chet got that offensive rebound.
And put back.
Mm-hmm. And then he just went nuts. And SGA went nuts right up.
Beating on his chest. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that was awesome to me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They have the whole thing with the Thunder is, and I get, what they're doing. I mean, SGA they're always going to be promoting the people they draft. Okay, I get that.
Sure.
But at the same time, you drafted KD, even though you didn't. He was with the Sonics. But he still was an Oklahoma City Thunder management draft.
That was a dud draft, though. That was he fell in our lap. We'd be idiots not to draft.
Well, the whole thing is that if we'd have had the first overall pick, we would have taken Odin.
We'd have taken Odin. Yeah, right. So we got lucky.
Yeah, we got lucky, no doubt. We got lucky. There's no question about that. And, but the thing is is that I get so tired of watching social media and they're promoting them. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? We're the only team that doesn't promote their superstar. We're the only team. The only team. I just don't get it. You got a guy you should be promoting everything you should do. Should be promoting him for MVP and Chet for Rookie of the Year. Everything you should be doing should be those two things: promoting SGA for MVP and promoting Chet for the Rookie of the Year. How many teams in league history or ever have had the MVP and the Rookie of the Year on the same team? Has that ever happened?
I don't know, man.
Has that ever happened?
Zero, to be honest with you.
And my deal is, why wouldn't you? To me, that is a great promotional deal for Thunder. Why would you promote that? But instead, you're promoting a guy who's a decent player, who's a good player, J-Dub. He's a good player. But he's going to do what he just did every once in a while. He's going to have a number where he's 13 of whatever. You know what I mean? That's going to be one every once in a while for him. This is every time we turn around for SGA because J-Dub, he's not as smooth with his ball handling, and he uses his strength and stuff and his size, but he ain't the guy. He's just not. But I like him a lot. But I'm like, dude, put him in his place.
Let me ask you something, Matt. If you go back and look at SGA's second year, would you say his game was similar to J-Dub's at this point, or would you say he was more advanced?
Oh, J-Dub is way more advanced. I mean, SJ is way more advanced than him because SJ was playing with Chris Paul.
Yeah, so that was where I was going with that. Was you think him not having that mentorship?
No, it's the coach.
Maybe,
No. It's the coach. This is the thing. As a coach, you have to put people in the right places to make your team succeed. Our coach is a coach, like Randy said. He's talking about the team effort and getting team people ready. That's his mentality. We played 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. Okay, we played 10 people again. And that's what you got. I mean, and I don't have a problem because you played Bertans, which is your 9th guy, and Kendrick Williams is your 10th guy. Kendrick Williams played 9 minutes. J. Will played 6. J. Will played 6 minutes.
J. Will?
J. Will played 6 minutes. 6.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't realize that.
6 minutes.
I didn't realize that.
You had Chet Chet played 35. J. Dub played 40. SGA played 42. Josh played 25. And Lou Dort played 39. And then Kaysen played 24. Wiggins played 22. Isaiah Joe played 23. And I'm great with all 3 of those minutes from those 3 dudes. I'm great with all 3 of those minutes.
Were you just waiting on that last shot? I was watching that going.
I thought it was going in. Or he was going to go in. I was worried about both of those.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
I was worried. I'm not going to lie. But, my thing is this. Kendrick Williams, in a game like that, he does not match up. You can't. He can't. I mean, you got to know when you play people. And Jay Will is not.
You don't think he played?
He played 9 minutes. He was 1 for 4, 0 for 3, with 2 rebounds, 2 points. There's certain teams. It's about matchups. It's about matchups.
You don't think he's a good matchup for Draymond?
No, I'd rather have Wiggins in there. I'd rather have Wiggins in. And my deal is, I agree with you with Josh. Josh is struggling, and dude, how can he not, man? Dude, it's bad, bro. It's bad, bro. It's bad. And I think
but he wasn't playing that good before this, man. I mean,
he was playing okay. He's playing a lot worse now. But I liked what I was liking what I was seeing. But to me, SGA in that second quarter crap where he plays him for 5 minutes is just stupid. But I understand he's got to limit him. But to me, you put him in the 5 minutes he plays because you got to play the whole first quarter and the whole third quarter. That's 24 minutes. And then he's playing it for 5 minutes in the second quarter. So that's, 29 minutes, right?
29.
And then he's playing it for 5 or 6 minutes in the fourth quarter, which gives you about 35 minutes is what he's playing it.
No, he's been playing him now. He's last 3 or 4
because,
games.
No. That's because the game was on the line.
8:30 to go.
That's because the last game because the game was on the line. The game was on the line. They were making a run.
Realizing that. That's what I'm saying. Like,
He's starting to realize that, yes. He's starting to realize that. If he'd have realized that in the damn the game against the Pelicans, we wouldn't have lost that game. And we definitely wouldn't have lost to the Dubs if he was playing when we lost that first play-in game at home. We wouldn't have lost that game with the lead 136, 132, or 136, 133 with a minute and 30 seconds to go, and the ball. We wouldn't have lost that game.
Right.
Because he closes out games.
Isn't it amazing how close those games are with those 2 teams every single time, man?
Every time.
That's crazy.
Well, we match up well with them because they're small, we're small. They're just a better 3-point shooting team than we are, but they can't play defense anymore. That's their bugaboo. That used to be their hallmark, and now it's their bugaboo.
Well, they turn the ball over a lot too. They turn a ton.
Right, and then here is the game stats, which are the season stats, which is what I've looked up. Okay, I went ahead and did that. Here are our season stats. That's for our team stats. Oklahoma City, we're now 6th in points per game, and we're now 13th in giving up points per game. Remember, we were second and
Getting up a
fifth.
lot of points.
We're getting no. I'm saying we've dropped eight spots. We're now 13th. Field goal percentage, we're now 10th, and we're third in giving up opponents. So that means our perimeter defense is pretty good. 3-point percentage, we're now number 2 instead of number 1. 38.7% from the three, and we're up to 9 now. We were 5, now we're at 9. And 3-point percentage given up. Okay. Assists, we're 16th, and we're 22nd as far as giving up assists. That's a high number. That's a high number.
Mm-hmm.
Points in the paint, we're 11th, and we're 5th in giving up points in the paint. We're 5th in giving up points in the paint.
Worse.
That's good.
That's horrible.
No, that's good. You're 5th.
No, we're fifth. Okay, so we're giving up the lowest.
Yeah, we're giving up a low amount, yes,
I got you.
but we're not scoring as much.
I got you.
We're up. We're down or up, however you want to look at it, as far as where we were before. And assist to turnovers, we're now 11th. Remember, we were first and third, second last year, and we're third in defense.
Yeah.
We're third. Offensive rebounding, we're 30th, averaging 8 offensive rebounds a game. And we're 30th in opponents. We're giving up 14.3 points offensive rebounds a game. 14 offensive rebounds a game. 14 offensive rebounds a game. That's terrible. We're 30th. Defensive rebounding, we're 16th and 15th. 16th in us getting defensive rebounds and giving up defensive rebounds, we're 15th. Second quarter scoring, we're 12th. And we're 8th as far as opponents giving up second. The fourth quarter, which is what's been killing us, we're now 4th as far as points scored, 23rd giving up points.
Ooh, that's not good.
Well, I think we're 23rd because of the simple fact that, fourth quarter just kills us because he waits so long to put SJ in the game.
Well,
the lineups that he starts in the second and fourth
Here's
quarter.
another thing too. Are our numbers skewed a little bit because of the pace of play that we have? Maybe a little bit.
No, but we're leading the league in turnovers. We're leading the league in turnovers. Creating turnovers. Creating turnovers.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But the thing is this, offensive rebounds,
Here's a little tougher too.
here are the things that throw out to me. Points, you need to be top 10 as far as giving up points, A. Number 2, offensive rebounds, you can't be last in the league giving up offensive rebounds. And that's because of the lineups that he plays. You're too small. You have to play J. Will more because you can't play Kendrick Williams all the time. He's too small. You're giving up too much. You got to have SGA and everybody. You got to rebound by team or by committee now instead of having a big body in there. Why you don't play Chet and J. Will together makes no sense to me. That will cut down on a lot of that offensive rebounding stuff. Because you got 2 bodies in there. Chet is not an defensive rebounder. He's just not. He's just too thin. He gets pushed around too easily. And he doesn't have that second bounce. You know what I'm saying? So pick guys that are 4 inches short, 5 inches shorter than him are snatching rebounds over the top of his head. That should never happen at 7 foot tall.
Right.
But you're not where we're the lineups that he plays because he's trying to go, okay, well, we're going to go small and we're going to have them match us. Well, what they're saying is you're going to be small and we know y'all don't shoot consistent threes, and that's the thing. If we're knocking down threes, that philosophy works perfectly. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not making shots, that doesn't work because if you're not knocking down shots, then you can't afford to be small because then it does you no good, which is what kills Golden State. If they're not knocking down threes and they're small, they get beat up by the Lakers. They get beat up by Denver. They get beat up by teams, because they're too small. The small lineups the lineup works when you got Isaiah Joe, Kaysen, SGA. Who am I doing? SGA, Isaiah Joe, Kaysen. Who's my other one? J-Dub and K-Will. Or either Aaron Wiggins and K-Will. You're so small, you're going to get killed on the boards. You're too small. And when you go to that lineup, that's fine, but all of them are very good three-point shooters. But if K-Will is 0 for 3, Wiggins is, 2 for 4. SJ is 0 for 1. Isaiah Joe is 3 for 7. Kaysen is 2 for 2. You're in trouble. You know what I mean? You're gonna create a lot of turnovers on your defense, but once they get into the half court set, they're gonna get offensive rebounds because you're too small. So to me, you have to
Right.
play. You cannot play Kendricks Williams. You either play him with Jay Will. You need to play Jay Will more. You got to play Kendricks Williams and Jay Will and put Kendricks at the 4, and maybe split minutes with Wiggins. But you can't have all of them off the floor. You can't have Chet and then you put Chet on the floor. Chet still is not a defensive rebounder. He's just not big enough. He get pushed around in there. So you got to have Jay Will and Chet together to me to fix that rebounding woes that you have. Because Jay Will, if he's knocking down threes like he did against Dallas, he's great. But his confidence, because he doesn't get into the flow of the game enough. And then you got Bertans, when he gets in there and stroke, but you got him in there specific situations as well. But he's not going to give you rebounds. He's a shooter.
No.
So you need to have Jay Will in the same time, but it's like he doesn't want to put Bertans and Chet at the 4 and Jay Will at the 5. He doesn't want to play those guys together. And I think he should, because Jay Will takes up space in the middle.
Yeah.
So to me, you have to have him there, but that's just me and how I look at it. What is your thought?
I mean, I don't disagree with a lot of that. I don't know if you, for some apprehensive reason, they don't want to play Jay Will, and I don't know why. I don't get it.
There's something we're missing.
But if you're not going to play, him, you got to bring in some personnel that's rebound. I mean, that needs to be your free agent or your trade deadline or whatever emphasis you want to put on that. You got to get somebody who can rebound. I mean, because you're just getting killed on the rebound.
Dude,
we're
30th.
I think it was like 20 to 5. And
Well, what was the rebounding?
What game that was.
Well, let me see. What is the rebounding? Yeah, hold on. I looked at that. What is the rebounding from yesterday? 60 to 39.
Oh my God.
60 to 39. We got our rebounded by 21 rebounds, but we outscored them by 28.
So
but we outscored them by 28 in the paint.
I know it's weird. You either have to, you've either got to play Jay Will more, or if you don't like him for some reason, which I don't know why, you've got to get personnel that can rebound, and that only comes from a trade or a free agent acquisition. I mean, because the guys you have can't rebound. Now, Dort, I think for a small guy, does a really good job on the rebounds, but you can't rely on him to be your major rebound. And Giddey too, but Giddey's not playing enough minutes to make a difference there, and his faults outweigh the other stuff. But to me, the biggest glaring problem with this team is the rebounding. And to do that, you have to either, again, free agent acquisition or a trade. If you're not going to play Jay Will, you got to get somebody that can rebound. That's just my opinion.
Oh, I agree 100%. But, for whatever reason they're not going to play him, that's clear. That's clear.
Yeah, so you're going to have to get somebody else that can rebound. I mean, either way, you're just going to keep continuing to beat your head against the wall.
Yeah, I don't.
You're going to have Dort shooting 6 or 7 threes, and he's going to make 1 or 2 of them, and then Giddey's going to go 1 for 7, and Joe's going to, hit some. But, I mean, if you're shooting threes and you're shooting a great percentage, that's great. But if you can't rebound the basketball, I mean, I think I saw one position where they got 4 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, they are rebounded as 24. They are rebounded as 24 to 11 on offense.
Yeah, you can't give up that many rebounds on a consistent basis and win basketball. You just can't do it.
No, you really can't. You really can't. But 60 to
39.
To me,
that's ridiculous. The biggest glaring issue for this team is rebounding. There's a lot of other issues too, but that's the biggest one to me.
Yeah, to me, going into it, the things they need to fix was the 3-point shooting, outside shooting, perimeter defense, and inside presence. They've clearly fixed 2 of the problems: shooting and perimeter defense. Those, you can look at the numbers. Those 2 things have been fixed. The inside presence has not been fixed. It's not been fixed.
Because Presti's trying to go 5 out. When you play a 5-out mentality, you're rebounding.
No, that's what I'm saying. That was my point. When you put in SGA, Isaiah Joe, Kaysen, Wiggins, and K-Will, you're going for 5 out. Okay? But I'd rather.
Don't you think that's the way Presti wants to play?
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is, if they're not making threes, you can't go that way. If they're making threes, then you can do that. But if they're not making threes, you got to understand the flow of the game, which is my point with the coach. If you understand the flow of the game and they're not knocking down threes, then you got to get out of that lineup immediately and go with some strong stuff inside. But they're like, okay, eventually they're going to hit them. Well, you're 5 for 29. You're 5 for 29, so clearly that's not happening. That was my point. That was my point. It was just, I just
Well,
to
the
me,
problem is if they're not going to play J. Will, they don't have a guy who can read him, so they can't go to a different lineup. You know, for some reason, if you want to play J. Will, I mean, if you put him in the game, you got a guy that can do it. Just put him in the game. You don't have any problem. But they don't do it. If you put J. Will and Chet in the game at the same time, when you're having that problem, you would see the numbers dramatically shift. I'm telling you.
I'm with you 100%. But the point is that when he did play them that time together and they look good, it was, they look good together. Yes, we noticed that from the past summer. And you've done it one time.
Yeah, this works.
It works.
Yeah,
You've done it one
Let's
time.
never do it again.
You've done it one time.
I don't get it.
But I understand that I do believe you're right with the Presti thing with the 5 out. But like I said, that's fine. I have no problem with that if you're making threes. Like Golden State, when they do it, if they're making threes, when they go with Kuminga and the group, that's fine if they're making threes. If they're not, you have to put Looney back in there. You know, you have to go with Looney and Draymond.
That's all day long, man. But how nice would Jonathan Kuminga be on this team?
Kuminga would be.
You like Jonathan Kuminga?
I like Kuminga a lot. But Kuminga doesn't. He is more of a. He doesn't fit in the Golden State.
No.
Not mentality, but the way they do things. Their scheme is what I'm looking for. He doesn't fit in their scheme. He doesn't fit in their scheme.
He seems to be, man. He's developed into a really nice player, though, man. I wasn't sure about him coming out of G League, but man. And if you remember, I mean, he was pick number 7, and he was pick number 6.
Yeah. Well, what they did is, but see, the whole thing is, I like Josh for what we're doing. I just wish that this hadn't happened. I think this has stunted his growth. Yeah. This year is going to be a wasted year for him. It's going to be a wasted year.
I don't know, man. I like Josh. I just don't think he's a long-term solution. I never have. Just because he doesn't have, I don't know, man. He just doesn't have it to me.
Well,
you define it however you
want.
Whether it's.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, whether it be the mentality, whether it be the will to win, maybe. And we saw a little bit of it last year, but for some reason, it's not there, man. I don't know. I don't know. I just never have really thought he was the solution. But I mean, he could prove me wrong. We'll see. But
well, I like Josh a lot. I liked him a lot. I just didn't like what the Thunder did with him this year by relegating him to be Chet's support system. And to me, I don't understand. The Thunder, why aren't you pushing SGA and Chet? I mean, that to me, if you have an MVP candidate, the fans are sitting there screaming MVP to SGA when he starts going off.
Oh yeah.
And then the coach in the press conference doesn't even acknowledge him. It's like, what? I mean, you look at when, Giannis or James or whatever, or LeBron go off or AD, the coach just raves and raves and raves about what their player did, 30 and whatever numbers. Our coach don't even rave nothing about when he goes for 30. He brings up J-Dub. Well, look at what we did as a team. He's team. No, it's him and then his helpers. That's what our team is. It's not we don't have a team. We have him and then everybody else are with him. But he's the guy. But this is not how he wants this. They want to be look at our team. No, it's him. Then we have support staff. And to me, it's you need to promote him and Chet. Because you can see their bond is there. Chet gets it 100%. Do you agree?
Yep.
I mean, he gets it. He's like, dude, I'm with this dude. He's the man. I'm going with this guy over here because when he's going, we go. When SGA is rolling, right, it makes everybody else's life easier. When SGA is not rolling, then everybody else presses because he's not making it easy, and then they've got to figure out they got to do more than they're capable of. That's what happens. But when he's rolling, You can just see when he starts going. He's gonna make. He's the only guy we can go that can score 4 out of 5 trips down the court consistently at the end of games.
Right.
Without him, J Dub maybe once out of 4 or 5 times he might go once, maybe twice. Chet maybe once, maybe twice. SGA gonna go 3 or 4 in a row, if not 5 for 5. When it comes down to we got to have a bucket consistently every trip down. If they score and he scores, when they score again, he's gonna come score again. With those other ones, we don't know what's gonna happen. That's why with 140,
Right.
130, 136, 133 with a minute 30, the ball, if SGA would have been playing, we'd have beat Golden State. Without question. Without question. So, but anyway, let's talk a little bit about the Chiefs. Then we're going to go. What did you think about the Patrick Mahomes' comments?
I'm not too versed on the rule, but as far
No, he
as
was
I
offsides.
understand it,
No, he was offsides.
yeah, no. As far as I understand it, so he was offside, but wasn't it on him for like looking at the ref holding his hand out, going, okay?
Yeah.
Like, aren't they supposed to do that?
Yes,
Or is
and he
that
never
on the
did.
outside?
He never
Never
looked.
did that. Okay.
No one
So,
never,
yeah,
but Mahomes' deal was this. Last week there was a clear foul, and you didn't call it. Clear pass interference. He got mauled. You didn't call it. Now you take away one of the greatest plays in the history of the game. And remember, he threw the flag after Mahomes threw the pass. He didn't throw it at the beginning. He waited till the pass had been thrown.
What's up, boys? Line change.
Hey, what's up, Ben? He waited till the pass had been
what's going
thrown.
on, Ben?
He waited till the pass had been thrown.
You sure?
Then he threw. Yes.
I thought the flag was already out.
It
No.
was he threw it
What?
right,
No.
right at the height. Right at the,
No, he
right at the
didn't.
height.
Ben. Go back and look at the
Go rewatch
Ben.
it, Matty.
I'm watching the
Go rewatch
replay.
it.
I rewatched it, and
It
Mahomes
shows
threw
he
the
threw it
pass.
right at the height.
No, he didn't,
Right at the
man.
height.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Because I watched it because I was watching the show
Right after the
today,
ball was out.
and it was 3
He was
times he did it.
extravagant with it. He was extravagant with it. He threw it all the way.
I understand that, but Ben, he threw it after after the play had been done, and Mahomes threw after the play had been played.
didn't.
He
Yeah,
threw. Now
okay.
watch. He didn't soon.
No,
Listen,
no,
I
I
promise
don't
you
think
right
so.
now. I promise you right now. Go back and look at it. You can go look at it.
I
He
did.
didn't. When
I
you
watched
look
it
at,
like 10 times this morning. He
I
throws
did
it right at
too.
the height. He throws it straight up in the air.
yes, but it was after the hike.
Straight up in the air.
Okay, man. Okay, well,
Right
you and I are
when
looking
you
at two
hike the ball,
different.
that's
You
offside.
clearly we're looking at two different things, and I get it. It's
Right when
okay.
you hike the ball, that's when
Okay,
the
clearly
flag is-
I just not how I saw it. What I saw was the ball hiked, Mahomes back, then I saw the flag. I'm like, why are you throwing the flag? Play's already
Well,
happened.
the reason why you saw it because he threw it so high in the air.
That's what I'm
That's why you saw
saying.
it fly.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
but he didn't throw it until Mahomes had the ball and was backing up. That's my point. He hiked the ball, Mahomes backed up, then he threw the flag. It wasn't at the. It wasn't at. It wasn't. Mahomes had the ball and was backing up. If it would have been on the hike, Mahomes would not have had the ball when the flag went up. He had the ball in his hands. That's why he was mad. That's why he was mad. He's like, dude, what you?
They should have. If you're offsides on offense, they just need to
It should, but it's only on. It's only on illegal motion. That's only on legal motion. But Ben, the problem is after that, Von Miller was in the neutral zone and he didn't call it. That was why he was mad.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
what that's what
but
I'm saying.
also-
It's like you're not consistent. Because remember last week when Mahomes, if they hadn't called the flag on Mahomes, I believe they would have called the flag on Valdez Scantling. But because
they didn't. I mean, there was a phantom call at the end of the Super Bowl last year.
yeah, they didn't call.
Chiefs wouldn't have won the Super
No,
Bowl
but he
without it.
he
He
grabbed.
should've shown
Dude,
his
listen, Ben, he grabbed him. And he said I grabbed him, but I didn't think his exact word, Ben, stop. His exact words were, I knew I held him, but I didn't think they were going to call it. That's what he said. So there's no phantom call.
Won the Super Bowl without that, so
Ben,
just be
he
quiet.
said I held him. I didn't
know.
think they were going to call it, so there's no phantom call. He said I held him.
I've got a slow-mo video of it right here, and the flag is going in the air, but Patrick Mahomes is about 5 steps back.
Thank you.
So he throws it.
Yes,
5
thank
steps
you.
back.
That's why he was mad. He's like, dude, why are you even throwing the flag?
If
Do you
he's
agree,
not,
though, that
if
we
he's not
can-
5 steps back, he's pretty close.
Yeah.
If we
he's about to
if
throw.
they just blew the whistles dead right and said, hey, offense, like why? Because like there's those defensive free plays that Aaron Rodgers gets all the time.
Right.
Like he'll kind of so that I really understand for the offense to get something better, but like for the offense to be offsides, then you throw the flag, then you let the whole play go, and then like it's like why don't you just blow it dead
Well,
right
what
there,
they
right?
do is
Does that make sense?
normally
Would
what
that
they
make
do,
sense?
but normally what they do is illegal procedures automatically blow it dead, or a false
That's what I'm
start they blow
saying.
it dead. So what you're saying is if he's lined up in the flag, they should blow it dead immediately.
And he's offsides. Like, well, don't just throw the flag to see what happens. I mean, I guess they're trying to help the defense there, maybe, like just how the offense can get a
Well,
free play. Maybe they're
but
teaching the defense
you
to.
take away the play. But the bottom
Yeah,
line to
that's what I'm
me,
thinking.
the bottom line to me, what the question I was asking was, do you think that he had the right to be upset and go off the way he did,
No,
or was he just
I think
crying grapes, sour grapes?
sticking up for his guy. I think he's sticking up for his guys. I think he's sticking up for his guys.
He was definitely
yeah,
picking up
That's what I
for
think.
because that is
which I respect.
that's one of the greatest plays I've ever seen in
Oh yeah,
NFL football.
and I
Well,
mean, and
here's another.
Tony's known to be a kind of a Dumbo.
Yeah.
So
Well, here's another thing with Tony. How many times could you say wide receivers directly have caused 2 losses in one season?
Right.
I mean, that guy. I mean,
That's the second one.
in the
That's what
first
I
game of
said
the year,
earlier.
he dropped that. Yeah,
No, it went
dropped
through
it
his
back.
hands.
Like, come on, man.
It went through his hands. Pick six. It
yeah,
was a pick
I
six.
mean, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think Mahomes should react the way he has, just because I think that they wouldn't have had that Super Bowl without that thing last year. So like, you got to kind of take it for what it's worth.
Okay,
I do
Ben.
understand it's a
Ben.
huge
The
game.
bottom line is he held the dude and he said it. So that doesn't count what you're saying. If it had
Yeah,
been
but
a
it's on the
phantom
field doesn't
call,
matter. It doesn't
Ben,
matter.
Ben,
It
if it
doesn't
had been
matter
a
what we
phantom
say
call
after.
like you said, that's totally different. But when the guy goes,
But what I'm
I
saying,
held him and said, he goes, I held him, but I didn't think they were going to call it. Well, what the hell are you holding
well, how
for?
come he hasn't said? Yeah, but he was offsides. The play was clearly offsides.
But
So
Ben,
like, just
Ben, this is my
it's the
point.
same thing. It's the exact same thing.
All I'm saying is this.
I don't need to. Okay, go.
All I'm saying is this. Mahomes wasn't questioning whether he was offsides or not. That wasn't even the question. That's not my question. He was clearly offside. That's not the question. Okay? The question is, what he's saying is that last week you didn't make a call. This week that was clearly a deal, and then now this week you're making a call that decides the game. Last week you didn't make a call that decided the game. This week you made another call to decide the game. That's what's his point. Okay? That's all he
I
was
get that, but
saying.
there's no way. They're humans. There's no way to really. There's not a
But
point
anyway,
to even really
that's his
nitpick
point.
because the guy is offside. So
That's
like,
his point.
yeah, it should be called, and
Okay?
they don't have
But
to
they
tell
don't
us for
all the
facts.
time. And then his other point was then Von Miller is offside does the exact same thing the very next play, and you don't give them their 5 yards back.
Yeah, no, that's whenever you get the free play, like we were just talking about. So they
But
didn't get it.
what I'm saying is, Ben, they didn't do it.
I don't
That's
know,
the
man.
point.
I don't feel bad for Mahomes. I just don't.
No, I agree.
I,
Clearly you
I
don't.
refuse to feel
Clearly
bad
you
for him.
don't. But that to me,
Well, no, because I wouldn't feel bad because if the call was there, it's got to be made, right? So I just don't understand.
no,
I don't
I
agree
don't
with the
agree with that
way.
at all. I don't agree with that either.
I mean, if the call's there, it's like getting a foul in
But
basketball in the
Ben,
second play.
the whole point is
I
that that's
mean,
happened a
if he
million
fouled him,
times. It's happened a million times, and they don't call it. They usually say,
yeah,
"Hey,
but
get
I
back,"
mean,
because even Shannon
relate this to
Sharp.
basketball.
Okay, Shannon Sharp even
Relate
said
this
that
to
today.
basketball for me.
Shannon Sharp said it today,
But
and he's an All Pro, All Hall of Famer. He said it today. They
Now,
tell you sometimes, "Hey, man, get back."
Hasselbeck was on.
They say, "Hey, get back."
relate this to basketball
Hasselbeck.
because is this like the timeout call with LeBron? Is that what you're going to relate it to? Like, how are you going to
No,
call
because
that?
I'm no. Why the hell is that? How are they even the same thing?
Because that
Those
shouldn't
aren't
have been
even
called
remotely
either.
the same
He didn't have
thing.
the
That's not
ball,
even
so it shouldn't
remotely
have
the
been
same
called.
thing, Ben. You going off the rails, man. That ain't even remotely the same thing. That ain't even the same thing. Just like Super Bowl, that
Trying to
ain't the
relate it
same
for me,
thing.
so
Those
I
are
can
off.
so I can see it.
You're
Try
going
to
off the
relate it
rails,
for me
bro.
because I don't
Hasselbeck.
understand.
You're off, Ben. You're going off on a
Hasselbeck
different
was
tangent.
on.
We can complain about
I think
refs
it
all
was
the time. I mean, there's always been bad. I mean,
Ben,
Tim Duncan
we're
used to
talking
love
about
refs.
two totally different things. Go ahead, Nathan.
I think it was Hasselbeck on SportsCenter last night. He did say that there had been 13 previous offensive offside penalties thrown this year. So I don't know if that.
Well, no, but
So I mean
what
that's
I'm saying is Shannon Sharp said this morning, okay, and we should listen to him because he played tight end and he's in the Hall of Fame. Agreed? Can
Yep.
we agree on that?
I'll take his opinion for what it's worth. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take an opinion of a guy who's in the Hall of Fame who played tight end and wide receiver. I'm gonna take his word.
Yeah, that's
And
fine.
what he said
Yeah,
is normally
they also get paid to
he goes,
argue, so yeah.
wow, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna talk to everybody else who will take the word of somebody who's in the Hall of Fame and they're not. Anyway, what he said was normally what they say is, hey, 84, get back, hey, 84, get back, hey, 84. They normally say something to you. That's what he said. He goes, but beyond that, it's still his fault for not watching and doing that. The referees normally say that.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So
No, no,
that was
yeah.
his point. Now Patrick Mahomes' point. Now I agree that Mahomes was being crying over spilled milk, but I agree it was more of his frustration willing over because he's like, bro, are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Multiple
Because
games in a row.
there's multiple games in a row, and then the guys one time you're gonna call the flag, and then this guy's the very next play, the guys you don't call the play. The very next play,
Same ref doesn't.
same ref doesn't make the
doesn't
call. That was his frustration. And I played many games where I was pissed because I'm like, bro, you know, like I would talk to hey, y'all get on the same page. You over here won't let me play. You over here will let me play. Make up your mind. Can I hit the dude or not? Can I grab him or not? Can I push him or not? Can I be physical or not? Make up your mind. It's frustrating as a player when you're on that level and you're doing that. It's frustrating. You're like, dude, just tell me. Make up your mind. And officiating this year has been terrible. But I'm gonna still say the most egregious call I've ever seen is the Saints against the Rams. How the hell was that not pass interference? I still don't know. He mauled him.
Mm-hmm.
He mauled him.
What was that? What was the Vikings one too as well? That was really bad.
Yeah, but this is to go to the Super
When
Bowl.
the tight end pushed off, and when the tight end.
Yeah, you're talking about the NFC Championship game.
Yes, this is to go to the Super Bowl.
Against the Saints, I believe.
Yes, it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That is the most egregious thing I've ever seen. Tackle never even looked at the ball. Never even looked at the ball. Got hit in the back of the head. So, yeah, I mean, officiating, I think they need to be like the NBA. Hey, just hire them to be officials year round. Just pay them a bunch of money, pay them $200,000 a year each, whatever, and just have them be there year round. That way, they're not doing other jobs and coming in and getting ready on the weekend.
Doing
just,
TV.
Yeah, just fly them. Just fly. Hey, just pay them. That's what the NBA does. Hey, you're year round. Here you go.
Plenty of money.
Plenty of money. They got more money than anybody.
They have plenty of money.
They got more money than any other league. Fix it, because this is now becoming.
All the guys who are just coming in and telling us the rules, like we need those guys enforcing the rules, not
Well,
telling us what the rules should be.
Right, but it's just like,
up in there doing it.
But my deal is this: they should now you go in and go look. If there's a questionable call in the end of a game, go back and throw a flag. Now, to me, the deal was he offside. There's no question. I'm not even discussing that. My thing is this: why are you calling that in that situation when he's not even affecting the play at all, and you clearly waited till after the play was started, not at the beginning? And if it had been like you said, Ben, which it wasn't at the very beginning, I'm cool with that. But he didn't.
I got you.
That's my point. As a player, you're frustrated because you're like, bro, what the? But Mahomes Mahomes can't bitch at his players. Kadarius Toney. He can't say anything about Tony. You know what I'm saying?
Is the difference.
He can't say.
How that play turned out with that amazing.
That was still one of the best plays and it will never.
Keep this one for NFL film.
That's something that will never ever be seen again. And it was one of the greatest plays in the history of the game.
Yep, and it got erased.
Nobody
will ever see
but
it.
over something that he could have let go. And that was the point with Mahomes, because the next play you let that go. Why didn't you let that go? The game's at the end of the game. You affected the game.
I'm with you on that. I didn't know the next play. I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
so
the very next play. The same referee. Same.
Also,
Yeah.
If Kadarius Toney would just been a foot backwards, he could.
But Ben, the point is that no one's arguing. But that's what I'm saying. Nobody's arguing whether it was offsides. Clearly he was.
Yeah, no, I know.
Nobody's arguing that.
I agree with that.
Okay, that to me is like, but my deal is this: be consistent in your calls. Okay, Ben.
Yeah,
I mean, Nathan, you said 13 times, right?
Yep.
Nathan, you said 13 times, right?
Yeah. Then last year it was only 3 times.
Okay, so out of how many plays? Out of how many? Okay, made it consider how many offensive plays have there been? And there's been 13.
Thousands.
Thousands.
And there's been 13. Really? Really?
I'm with you.
Really? Why are you even? I mean, that to me, that little thing shouldn't be.
My question is, did the ref? I mean, and I'm sure I just don't know the answer to this. But did the ref? Did they say something to him?
Nope.
Like, hey, Tony,
Nope.
get back. Hey,
Didn't
Tony,
say
get
anything.
back.
That was.
You also don't have to.
Yeah, but Ben, normally they do. But Ben, normally they do. That's the point.
Yeah, normally out there
That's very nice
with their hand out.
But Ben, normally they do. What your argument, Ben, is your argument is irrelevant because normally they do. They say it.
Yeah, but this guy didn't.
That's correct. That's the
He didn't
point.
want to do it.
That's the point, Ben.
I know normally they
If
do, but
normally
you
they
know,
do something, and in a
not
big,
all the time, and
but
they don't have to do that. They
Ben,
don't have to do that
Ben,
ever.
in a
It's
sit in
not
a
their job.
Ben in a game like that with a minute left to go, you
I
should
get what
say
you're saying. I
something.
get your point, but they don't have to do it. Like you're making it seem like that's their job to tell him, "Hey,
No,
move back."
but
That's
my
not his
point is
job.
that's just what
His
they
job is to
do.
look at the line, and if
Part
you're
of
over
their,
the line,
but Ben,
you're
part of their
offside. Sorry,
job
bro.
is well, that's what they do. That's what they do. It's part
I
of their
know, but
job,
like it's the
bro.
same thing. Same thing with like if you want to relate to anything in basketball, it's like the same thing with like a
I'm not
soft
relating it to
foul at
basketball
the end
because
of
it's
the game.
totally different. I'm
I
talking
know, but
about that
because you
particular
can't,
thing. I'm talking about that
because it's
particular
wrong
play in
though.
that particular situation. What they normally
Yeah, he was
do, and this
offside.
guy
Yeah,
could have
they
done
normally
that
do.
because of the situation of the game.
They might normally call a foul at a certain point just because, but they didn't do it
We
then
know that.
because
Listen,
the
we know
way the
they're not
game's
going. to
going.
They're going to swallow the whistle at the end of the game. Hell, we all know that.
Oh well,
We already
then
know
do
that
it then. Like
because.
they don't have to.
But listen,
I don't feel bad. I
but
don't
listen.
feel bad
Okay,
for him because
I'm gonna go your point. They swallowed the whistle now at the end of games because of Dwayne Wade. What happened against
okay. Well
against
then
the Dallas Mavericks?
maybe this
So
will change it.
now,
Maybe they will swallow the
now
whistle.
they swallow the whistle, or they at least give the coach a challenge if he has one. So they're like, we're not going to determine the outcome of a game because of a foul. It has to be an egregious, you got to be killed foul. Nathan and I talked about the Kevin Durant. Remember, Nathan? We're talking about Kevin Durant in Miami.
Can you
Remember?
not relate? Can you
It's the
not relate
same
offsides
thing.
to a foul though?
It's
Yeah,
the
he was
same
offside.
thing.
That's why he called it.
But no, they did not.
So
That's the
Yeah,
point.
but you can't.
They didn't call it against
But we're
Kevin
not
Durant. They
saying.
haven't since Dwayne Wade. Is my point. They don't. They
Yeah,
don't
but
do
he's
it
trying to
anymore.
benefit the
It has to be
okay, well
egregious.
conservative
here's
effort
how I
to
can
not
relate
let.
this to hockey. Whenever you're offsides in hockey, it doesn't matter if the
Yeah,
goal
but
is the
Ben,
best goalie
they
you've ever
call it
seen.
every
Sorry, it's
time in
offside.
hockey. So that's
No,
not
they
relevant.
showed.
They
Yeah,
call
I
it
know
every
they
time in
did, and they
hockey.
reviewed that. He was
But
offsides.
Ben,
So
in hockey they call it
that's
damn
how it
near every
works.
time,
That's okay.
versus something that they don't.
Well, let's be
So give
let's
me an
be honest
example.
with basketball,
Ben,
though. I mean,
give me an example in hockey that they could have the discretion, and 90% of the time they tell you something so they keep you out of trouble.
Every
What is that?
every single ref in the NHL and any sport, I mean, any pretty much league growing up through youth, the refs like in the corner when you're grabbing somebody or hooking somebody, they'll let you know. They'll
Okay,
tell you, hey,
great.
just
Okay,
like you're saying he's
that's what our
offside.
point. And then if they don't say that and you do that, and they call you
Yeah, but
for
also
whatever.
there's also guys that have been refs that actually cannot speak, like they're actually mute. So I've actually had
Okay, well that's
guys like that
not
myself.
even up for discussion. Then you've
But
gone off the
what I'm
rails
saying
there.
is you don't have like what I'm saying is like you don't have to. I shouldn't rely on the ref to tell me that I shouldn't be
But
doing
Ben,
something illegal.
that's the
That's not my job. It's
but
not his
Ben,
job. His job is to
you're
call it
way
when it's
off the
illegal.
rails. I didn't even what you're saying makes zero sense.
I don't know. I
Zero
think it
no,
sense,
does.
bro.
no.
Go ahead, Nathan.
But here's the thing: you correlate to something to a sport where they allow you to fight and then they
Yeah,
penalize
it's
you.
not even the
It,
same.
you
All
can't.
I'm saying, this is my whole point, and
No,
I'm still arguing it's
this is
offside.
listen. All this is the whole point. The whole point is that normally referees let them know, hey, 8-4, hey, whatever. They normally let you listen. They normally let you do that. Now, in a game with a minute to go, on a third or second down, third down, whatever play it was, that should be, hey, let's not get a penalty here. That should be a common sense, this normal thing you should say as a professional referee. What you're saying is he shouldn't do anything. He should make that call. And I'm
If
saying to
it's the
me,
call, you
I'm
make
gonna
the
say, hey,
call.
dude, hey, look, hey, get back. I don't want a penalty there. I want the game to play. I don't want the
Okay,
referees,
well, I'm just saying
referees and
that's the
officials
way that you referee,
should
right?
never
So
be
like you
the
said,
center of attention ever.
it's I
That's
don't
that's
think he's the
that's.
center of attention. I think he's making a call that he's getting paid to make the call. I
Hold
don't
Wow.
on, Ben.
understand your
Okay,
point of
Ben.
view because if he's
Hold on.
offsides, he's offsides.
Just
Like make the call. I
yeah,
don't
hold
care.
on. Just
It's not his
let me
job to be
let
like,
me
hey man, hey Matt, do I
let
like
me.
like say I'm driving down the road and say I'm kind of like just pulling over like a little bit of a lane, like
That's different.
crossing a line a little bit.
Yeah,
If I'm
that's what he
driving
does,
slow,
Nathan. He comes up with non-stuff. Doesn't
just
matter.
scoot over.
Different.
You know,
That's
scoot
different.
over a little
Yeah, it
bit.
sure is.
Ben,
But that's what he does.
hold
He's
on a
not even
second.
relating to what we're talking about.
Let me throw this in there right quick, okay? I understand what you're saying, and you're both correct. But here's the thing over basketball and football, extremely. I'm not saying that there's different rules, there's different refs or whatever, but for basketball and football specifically, over the last 5 to 10 years, there's been a dramatic effort to not make the refs out.
A part of
You
the
know,
game.
not to have the penalties or the refs
Decide the outcome
determine
of
the
a
outcome
game.
of the
That's
game. So
correct.
yes,
Yeah,
100%.
it's a center of
there's a
attention.
lot of
Yeah, center of attention.
Yes, 100%.
so that's what I'm saying. Like
Me too.
that's
That's
what
my
I'm saying.
point.
Like yes, he should have made the call. He should have. The call is correct, but at that point in that game,
You let it go.
Swallows your wisdom.
You let it go. Thank you. That's the point.
I wish
Just let
that's
it
what,
go.
but also like then the Bills might have lost that game just because the guy
Yeah,
didn't
but
like he
Ben,
refused to
then the
make the
very
right
next
call.
play, he swallowed his whistle. The
Yeah, but
very
no,
next
that
play.
play
Yeah,
wouldn't have
Von
happened
Miller
because
is
I know, but what
offside.
I'm telling you is that next play wouldn't have happened because they would have already been in the end
Yeah,
zone.
but
So
the bottom
that
line
that
is all we're
less
saying
irrelevant at that
is
point.
let the players play. And that's what Mahomes was
I'm with
saying.
you.
He goes, "How do you know that Josh Mahomes?"
That's
He
what
said,
he
like he
said.
said, Mahomes
That's what he
goes,
said.
"Josh Allen's a great player. How do we know we'd even won? He'd had a minute to go with the ball and 2 timeouts."
Exactly. No, I'm with you.
So he'd
I'm with you
rather
on that.
he'd
I just
rather
think
let them determine the game, and that's my whole point. That's everybody's point,
I just
except
think
yours.
I think a player that in that moment of the game, right? He should look down the line himself
But
and be like,
Nathan,
"Hey,
Nathan, Nathan,
I need to be available. Like I need to
Ben,
be
Ben, I Ben,
mentally."
Ben, Ben. I hear what you're
I just don't
saying. You're
understand
missing the
how come
whole
every
point,
other
and I
play you're
clearly,
like you don't
clearly
protect
you're gonna
these
miss the
guys
point.
any other time. It's you know how simple it is. Put your foot out, look down the line, and
Ben,
make sure
you
you're
are
okay. No,
missing
you get
the
taught to do that.
point,
You get paid millions of
100%.
dollars. So I don't feel bad
He's
for him.
not
I don't
arguing
feel bad
that,
for him.
and he's not arguing that. He's not arguing that
No,
though, Ben.
not at
He's
all.
not arguing
Okay,
that.
well that's
Not once have I
yeah,
argued
but
that.
I don't want a ref to swallow his whistle when the play needs to be called the right
Okay,
way. I don't
okay,
agree with that.
I understand.
I
Well,
don't agree with
we're
that.
gonna everybody else we're gonna agree disagree. My deal is this.
Do you
Go ahead.
agree that
My deal is this.
do you
All
agree
I'm
that on every single play, holding could be called on every single play?
100%.
Because I think it probably can.
Yeah, but they should change the rules should be changed where that can't happen. I mean, there's a
Oh
reason
my
why it happens every
God,
time and everybody gets away with it. I can't just
Ben,
let
you're
it go
killing
butt
me,
into
man.
somebody in the side of their wrist
Ben,
and get
you're
away with it.
ridiculous, bro.
There's rules.
You're
God
killing me,
dang,
man. You're
man.
killing me. You're killing me,
Wow.
man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say, man. Anyway. All right, fellas, well, we're done. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get to the gym. Dang, man, this is a long ass show. Nathan, we were on for almost 2
Good thing we
hours.
started early.
Well, we had to because we had to talk about the
Good thing we
vote
started
tomorrow.
early.
We had to talk about the vote tomorrow. Had to get everybody voted. Got the commander on to
Yeah,
talk about it at
get some
least.
info in there. It gotta go yes. Gotta go yes. Come on.
Yeah, we tried to talk.
Do me
We
a
were
favor.
arguing.
Hey,
Ben, I was arguing with a dude that
I
I
want you
didn't
to.
know wasn't a sports fan. I was arguing for 30 minutes before he told me he wasn't a sports fan. I go, I just wasted 30 minutes of my life arguing with the guy who's not a sports fan. The hell am I arguing with you for? Not even a
Hey
sports
guys,
fan.
I want.
Why am I talking to you?
I want you guys to do me a favor. I want to sit down and have some drinks some night. And I want you guys to argue like that in person. That'd be
We
so
do
fun.
that. We
I'll do
always
it.
argue like that, but you let it go, man. It's just a difference of opinion.
Yeah, then I walk off, go continue to
That's
work.
exactly what he
Come back about
does.
20 minutes later.
That's what he does exactly. Then he comes back and no, Nathan he'll come back and make a comment as he walking by, like, really, Ben? Okay, that's what he does. He wants to get that last little jab in before he walks. That's what he does all the time. That's what he does all the time. All right, guys, appreciate y'all. That was my guy Nathan
All right, boys.
Taylor,
Cheers. Have a good
Hey,
one.
YMB, and High Stick Harry.
Hold on a second. Hey, hold on. I need to do something real quick. I want to go ahead and do this. Drew, I got to throw my apologies out there. I was completely wrong on the Lakers and on the Cowboys. So I'm going to go ahead and admit I was wrong. Just saying. Don't ever say I didn't do it.
I've been wrong on the Cowboys too, pretty much for most of the year. So they're looking good.
They played great last night at home against an Eagles team that's got the crap beat out of them over the last 5 weeks. So yeah,
Yep.
at
They
home.
took over that spot. In that
They but the whole thing is now the Eagles have, what do they have? Like the Commanders twice or the Giants twice or something like
the
that.
Giants twice. They have the Giants twice. I think the Commanders and the Seahawks.
Yeah, something. I mean, they might lose one game, maybe.
Yeah, and if they win all four out, they have the tiebreaker over the Cowboys. So they'll end up.
But
With
right,
so
and the whole
we'll
thing
see.
is they're gonna win the East. The Cowboys are gonna be in the playoffs. The Cowboys are gonna have to go to 49ers.
Yep.
That's the way it's gonna be.
Yeah,
And the
it's gonna be-
49ers,
it's gonna be
I
a
don't know.
battle.
It's gonna be tough for them to win out, but they do have the tiebreaker over the Eagles. But the Eagles are not the same Eagles team as they were before, as they were last year.
Nope.
And that's
Yeah,
a
they're
clear.
not
That's
sacking
just
the
clear.
quarterback like they were.
That's
They're
just
turning
clear.
over the ball at an extremely large rate.
That's just
They're
clear.
doing a lot of
They're
stuff.
just not. They're not the same team at all, and that's night and day. So, but anyway, let me go beat up these kids, man, at training today, and then thunder up tonight, Nathan. Are you coming on? Are you gonna be?
I'll be there.
Hey Ben. So the other night at the Christmas party, right? Nathan was like, "Are you watching the game?" He's over there playing blackjack, and then
My man.
said, "No." Everybody, me and Randy are watching the game. He's playing blackjack with his back to the TV,
Play poker.
poker, whatever, with his back to the
Sit on
TV.
table, though.
Like, how you gonna comment on the game and you weren't even watching?
I can comment without watching, man. I'm just that good.
Then Ben he gave a 2 second analogy and then went into Josh Giddey not being on the team next year and do it. What are you talking about the game? You're going about next year. We're talking about the
Play
game.
hits.
Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. It's hard to have good. It's hard to find good help there in YMB, man. That's all I know. It's hard to find good help out there. So,
Oh, come on. That's a shot across the bow, man. Come on now.
Yeah.
all right, I appreciate
A
that.
ricochet shot.
Yeah, it was. All right, fellas. My guy, High Stick Harry, Ben Dillman, and Nathan Taylor,
Cheers, boys.
YMB. Appreciate you guys. Y'all be safe. And all the
See you
rest of
guys.
y'all, stay warm. Hey, go Thunder up tonight against this Jazz.